Hello?
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 All right,
Hello?
quite a game one, right?
Oh yeah. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
what a shocking game.
Yeah, that's
Big luck swings on some small decisions.
right, and it's been kind of what we've been seeing throughout the playoffs, but especially the two semifinals matches so far, where there's just consistent back and forth between within a game itself that it could go either way at any point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
It is really hard
Were...
not
Go
to
ahead.
dwell on the first bottom decking there for Zeno when he's up 3 glass cards.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a life that simply shouldn't have been lost, it feels like.
Mhm.
But I mean, that's just how the draws go, especially that early in a match when your deck hasn't really been pared down at all.
Is this the pick for game 2? Ghost Black?
I believe it is Zeno's pick, no?
Right. So it may just be a case of taking that weapon out of Bean's hands. Bean notoriously loving Ghost White, maybe have saved White Stake with the first round, maybe giving that opportunity for Zeno to take it to a higher stake.
Yeah, if you beat your opponent on their own turf, be a great way to come back into the game mentally.
Yeah, and especially for someone, Zeno is a very skilled player, but can let his emotions get the best of him at times. Getting that sort of, not only actual victory but moral victory of beating your opponent on their best deck could do wonders for making up for how that first game went for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Zeno, you just really gotta take all your thoughts on game 1 and ball them up and throw them in the trash can. You need the total mental reset here.
Yeah, just like he inevitably needed to do with that 8-ball. That was letting him down throughout the course of that run.
Yeah, we need one of those stand-up, walk-outside, think moments like we saw a couple times in game 1.
Yeah, and maybe fewer of those in the match. I think sometimes maybe getting in his own head a little bit much, even during the match.
Yeah. Ooh,
Hey, is this the pick here? Checkered purple.
it is.
Checkered purple is interesting. Zeno, a lot of people that maybe aren't big fans of higher stakes like to gravitate towards yellow as their deck pick. Zeno's been a big proponent of checkered deck because for a similar reason, you get a nice clean start to the run without any risk of dying, but also that strength is econ, so you kind of in a way make up for it not being yellow deck by just brute forcing your way through the blinds with ease.
Yeah, and we see an 8-ball here taunting Zeno for letting go of it last game.
It's true, but I mean, as Bean will tell you, you gotta open the buffoon pack.
Do you take an eternal to-do list? Is that a good enough econ joker to warrant the eternal tag?
I don't think so. I think in this case, especially on purple stake, this Wrathful Joker is just an econ joker, right? You save.
Yeah.
You don't have too much of a trouble beating the blinds here, but as early as ante 2 on gold stake, things start ramping up, and that saves you quite a bit of money as a result.
Yeah. $3 a round if you're able to get out in 1. Being here already, gonna need 2 without the Wrathful, so that's minus $1, and it's just $1, but $1 decisions over the course of an entire game can pile up to be a win.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm surprised that Bean made this play and Zeno did not. I think it was a fairly clean play in selling I assume the way that Bean got there is by selling the Wrathful and snagging the
He
8-ball instead.
didn't even open up the pack.
Wow, that's even more surprising to me because
Yeah.
That is surprising, yeah.
but Bean
I mean,
does get
Bean-
rewarded with that banana just immediately. Also operating as another pseudo econ joker. And Zeno may be a little bit punished. Maybe didn't recognize that the lone boss spot in this game is going to be the goad, which, kind of negates some of the money save that this Wrathful was going to provide.
Yes. Purple seal as well is good to start. Zeno is going to take the early Magician, overseeing what's in the Emperor. I think I like it. I think an early Magician is pretty strong. I think oftentimes Glass gets favored over it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe on a higher stake, I would understand, going into Glass just to survive and to win. But I feel like on lower stakes, that Magician can give you a lot of value, and you can find the Glass cards later.
Yeah, and that
See how it plays out here.
That lucky card queue is one of those ones that is game long, so getting ahead of that means that could be a way that you get an econ edge over your opponent long term. And both players snagging this purple seal 10, going to be great value for everyone but Bean, who just happens to draw it at the worst moment.
Oh, what a shop here.
I mean,
Wow.
Impossible choice here. I think you might have to just check the Spectral and pray for Immolate. I think the upside is greater than, on average, than what you're going to get out of the Invisible with no jokers to copy right now.
Exactly.
If Zeno gets a lucky hit here, he could get everything in the shop.
And that's the benefit of that, again, that lucky cube.
Oh.
But Zeno notoriously never lucky, so I'm going to have to make the same tough decision here.
I mean, when it's a pick 2 in a Spectral pack, it becomes much stronger.
I think
right here we can see this Talisman Cryptid. You can instantly have 3 Gold Seal cards in your deck.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And
strong.
Huge hit for Bean, too, of being able to put it on an 8 of Hearts. Not forced into that Wrathful yet, and does have the 8-ball. And you might say, well, the Spectral pack is a risk because you don't know that something good is going to be in there, but at the same time, so is the Invisible. You don't know that there's going to be anything worth copying in the near future here to make that trade-off worthwhile. Like, yes, it would be nice if something very strong shows up immediately after, but, like, there's no guarantee that'll happen.
And Zeno's going to do it on an ace. Ace of Spades with the Wrathful.
Big
Doesn't have
lucky.
the 8-ball, isn't going to pick a face card.
Yeah, lucky Ace of Spades. So really a card that you're incentivized to play towards anyway.
Mm-hmm.
A meager hack or strength away from being a hackable card, but probably, I mean, just good enough on its own when you're playing on these higher stakes.
Yeah. And his son here for being a fool as well. The 8-ball has actually been really good to him this game so far.
Yeah. Looks like Zeno might be chasing a flush house here, just to start getting that train rolling. Did have the 5 of a kind, but not really a hand you're incentivized to play towards on checkered deck necessarily. And, should be able to make this flush house with relative ease, but does get a 5 lucky card hand instead.
That's pretty good too. No money hits yet, but we're getting closer and closer in the queue.
I think what this early game is really going to lean on is, can Zeno generate enough money from these luckies to offset the value that Bean has been getting from this 8-ball? Bean has a lot of these 8s that can make up for the inconsistent nature of it.
Especially with those gold seals.
Worst 8-ball that I've ever had for 2 straight games. But, it's my brand, and I promise.
He probably knows he didn't pick up the 8-ball because it's been pretty good.
Or maybe thinking he didn't cryptid the 8s.
This time I would have to draw the 8s. That's kind of been the problem this time, so.
Oh, I misclicked there.
It was a straight?
That was really bad. One of these.
I don't believe you, but.
I genuinely did. I played a high card instead of the hand I meant to play, which maybe tells you a bit much. But I had to share how bad I am.
Scary Face helping out a ton too, with all the base malt from the holographic edition and the banana.
Yeah, and just providing some chips, which are an underrated facet of scoring this early.
All right. Well, that doesn't help.
See if a Wrathful hand can do it here.
Now you're gonna make me do math. Do I just
I
win
thought I
here? Or
had
do I
this
need a slightly
PvP.
better hit?
I thought he didn't have a good hand, and I was careless.
We're
I was just trying to get max value.
This number.
I definitely scored way more. If that misclick cost me, well, it's not the worst thing actually. The money could easily be useful here.
Holy shit! I don't. I'm like.
Maybe your math is just wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
He's quite a bit short, isn't he?
I don't know if a flush with 15 mult gets you, 3,500 points.
I beat you by 800
Was he-
points. Oh my god.
What kind of math was he doing there?
See?
I may have done my math wrong though.
Someone's got to check
So it may not.
what's going
I
on
don't
in
know.
Zayna's lab. It looks like he
You did.
Yeah,
was way off.
got pencil and paper down there.
Yeah. I hope so.
He might.
Better not be a calculator. That's all.
He's got a pen in his hand right now. I don't know.
And-
Doing some.
That scary face that you mentioned
Mhm.
now being extra critical here as the banana breaks, and that's Bean's lone source of mult at this point.
There's a red seal 8 in the pack.
No, that's not gonna feel good.
No.
I think if we remove, the lives counter, I think even if we swap the lives counter, remove the face cams, show this game to Zeno in a year, I think he'd pick Bean setup.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I mean, I don't hate where Zeno is. He's up so many lucky cards here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that he's played them about like 20 times so far and still not gotten money.
Again, we are on purple stick. That blue seal polychrome isn't a bad choice for Zeno either. Both players getting close to the dream card that they could hit here. Just one world away from being a viable contribution to his scoring, while also giving him those critical flush house levels if he's able to make that hand more consistently.
Yeah. And Bean with all these 8s is getting close to being able to play the flush 5 or maybe even 4 of a kind pretty consistently. The only thing is you don't want to play all of them with the 8-ball because you want to be able to hit all the taros.
I mean, let's be honest. You play all 5 and you get your 1 tarot card off of it and move on.
This is true. Oh, another tarot. Does have a lot of 8s.
Yeah, with how the luckies have panned out, that early cryptids does seem to be pretty heavily favoring Bean right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, the 8s are being a little disappointing here. Getting a stars card and nothing else, and then just whiffing on this last one.
Yeah.
Zeno draws the blue seal. Just needs to find cannot buy a flush house to save his life right now. But I mean, flush levels are valuable too.
Yeah. Ooh, Ancient Joker. I mean, Bean has the
Lives-
Red Seal wild card.
Lives are also valuable, and Zeno just lost one, unfortunately.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. Ancient Joker
Wrathful.
really,
I mean,
really awkward on checker deck, but like you said, that wild card goes a long way.
yeah, because unlike Idol, Ancient, I don't believe it doesn't only hit the suits in your deck, it just randomly hits any suit.
Right. The only stipulation is it can't be the one that it's currently selected on the once it swaps over. Oh no. That Paradolia is big for Bean too. That's going to be yet another resource in Bean's favor.
Yeah.
With that scary face.
With
and
this
those
scary
eights.
face. I mean, the Wrathful is 15 chips. This holographic scary face is, 15 mult. The holographic is 10 mult, and he's getting all the chips from the face cards. It's made it really easy to get out of the blinds. And now with this Paradolia, it's going to make it even easier. Maybe even too easy. with the trying to get 8-ball value.
Yeah, Zeno does draw a decent shot at the flush house, then throws it away. Maybe just looking to both make progress through his deck as well as make progress on the scoring.
Not
so
die.
he doesn't lose
Yeah.
life again. Alright, immediate snap pick of Paradolia from Bean. No surprise there. That's going to really, like, I mean, even Zeno not really caring that much about the rank of his cards right now. I think that would be a snap pick for either player if Zeno also had that that scary face. So just not seeing the scary faces, leaving him a little bit behind in scoring right now.
Yeah, he did get $20 from this blind from a lucky card, which might help him find something Bean can't see.
Finally, he was so due.
You're not kidding. He's played a lot of luckies. That wild
Yeah,
card
there's
shows up
a-
for Zeno as well.
There's a world where like his luckies hit the first time he played them, and he's up the invisible Joker here.
Yes.
Yeah,
And he played what,
Another
3,
8.
4 of those? That's a great point. That like it wouldn't have been unreasonable to expect him to be able to get that invisible, and potentially for this ancient Joker and just be up an ancient Joker.
yeah, and in the standard pack in this shop, there's a purple seal 8. I think every single standard pack has had an 8 in it.
That's getting absurd. And at this point, like, Bean probably doesn't care a whole lot about the suit of it anymore. With the ancient
No.
Joker, maybe even prefers a wide range of suits to go alongside it.
Yeah, the Paradolia there helping Bean out a lot. He can basically full greed for the 8s. Any 8 he plays is really strong. Business card.
Ooh, the business card is interesting here.
I would be surprised if
Paradolia.
Bean passed on this. The man loves his econ. He is behind on money right now. That could be a ticket back
This is
into
true.
that. Rewards him again for taking that Paradolia. The problem is it loses a lot of value if you ever need to sell out of this Paradolia, which is, a likely eventuality here. So maybe a little bit more reluctant to take the business card than usual. But
Yeah, especially with those gold seals making some money. We're not in the
Yeah.
worst econ spot. It just could be a little bit better.
Right, and the other thing to consider is, he's up 2 lives on Zeno right now after that life loss. There may not be much time left in this game, so you're not going to fill out your Joker roster necessarily.
Yeah.
You just couldn't find the straight flushes to get out?
Didn't even think about that. I'll be honest. Maybe I shouldn't have taken you the checkered deck then.
True. You'd need some vagabond draws to get those straight flushes.
Getting some awkward draws so that even with the wild card can't quite reliably hit this flush house that he wants.
Not smart. It's okay.
It's the
There it
wrong
is.
suit changer.
Yes, but does have the wild. With this, the wild on this polychrome may be the most important thing he can do here.
Mm-hmm.
Good
It's a pretty decent hand.
Yeah, good positioning from his cards.
Ooh.
Likely
he's gonna get the 20
hit as
mole?
well. Okay.
I think even without that molt, has a decent chance just because of the
That's a big number.
polychrome and
We got the same ancient
extra
Joker.
ancient hit after all the Wrathful.
Yes, we do have the same ancient Joker. But remember, I have the 8-ball.
True.
If I can find an 8. Christ, man. Like, the times you draw it, you can't use it. Every single time.
Zeno's really trying to make Bean think he has the 8-ball.
You know,
It uncheckered?
Bean
Really?
doesn't seem like he's buying it.
no, this hand on
Well,
Bean is
I
a
gotta
little
live.
bit
You
less
know, I'm
impressive
gaining
than I
at
was
the very
expecting.
end. I gotta live.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Does get the lovers, which could be nice. Throwing a gold seal.
How do you score that much? Arrowhead's good.
I think it may just have been a level diff there, because I mean he got the same number. Well, it's a level diff and a wrathful diff, right? Because the addition happening before the ancient is a big deal for Zeno there.
Yeah.
Because they had the same number of 1.5x procs. It was just Zeno had a bigger number to multiply by.
Yeah.
Whoever makes more money now from this ante on, I feel like becomes so important because we have a setup where the single re-trigger Joker just goes absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the Paradolia, there's some flexibility there. It could basically be anything other than a hack, right? Dusk is the same as Sock and Busk and is mostly the same as Seltzer. They'd maybe rather it not be a hack, but Zeno's a few strengths away from it, a hack being just fine here.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. We'll see. The Ancient Joker will be rewarded by any sort of retrigger, like Bear was saying, that money. It's also rewarded by a better deck, having more wild cards. Having red seals is basically like a retrigger Joker in our deck. If Bean's able to get some value out of his deck fixing, that could also be a way that he could take this.
So you're thinking about Arrowhead?
I think so.
Or Seance.
Yeah, well, I think the Arrowhead is probably more likely. I think that I mean, you heard Bean say it. It's pretty good for your scoring. I think it's another one that's marginal as an Eternal because, just Paradolia just makes things a little bit clunky by just consuming a Joker slot, and you need to take it even speculatively just in case that Sock shows up. But it's
Yeah. Death from the 8-ball. Zeno might consider skipping. The Ancient hit spades. He's got aces.
yeah.
If he picks up the Arrowhead, pretty strong.
I mean, otherwise it's just a 1 in 3 for that Ancient to hit by the time the PvP happens.
Yeah.
Because it hits here, it obviously can't hit in the next one, so it's only that, like, it's maybe the worst time it could have hit here because it requires you to skip 2 blinds and you only get 1 more chance at it.
Yeah.
Everything's lined up so perfect
And-
for him on his spades deck, though.
This is
Gotta be
true,
so
but
tempting.
there are 2 purple seal aces in these next 2 card packs after the small blind, and Zeno's going to play it out.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel great, but I do think it's probably the necessary line here. It's a little bit early in terms of Bean's life total to be taking these aggressive skips here. You're not going to tempo him out from here, and missing 2 consecutive shops just feels pretty brutal.
Yeah, there's a lot of value with all the lucky cards that Zeno has.
True. Not to mention the opportunity cost of missing those shops.
Will Zeno draw the flush house for the first time? Yes, but not with the blue seal.
Yeah. But not perfect, but I mean, you're going to get out. That's the important thing. You're going to get some money. Probably would have liked to have hit that purple sooner, but I don't know. Bean just making consistent. Look at this hand on Bean's side.
Yeah.
This is going to be tough to beat long term. Maybe the tempo line was necessary for Zeno because we're getting close to the point where every Ancient Joker is just a hit for Bean.
Yeah. That's the 8-ball deck fixing.
Yep. He's gotten
Even without retriggers, it's been really good.
Well, he's got his own retriggers in that red seal, right? That's
is true.
You get 5 of those, and you've got yourself like a negative Dusk, essentially.
Zeno scaling up the hologram. Looking at both of the cards in these packs.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the blue seal, but like, is having an awkward. Yeah, does end up going to
Yeah.
the purple.
And Bean is ready. Zeno's Ancient on clubs.
Yep.
Got a 1 in 3 chance here of hitting
good.
spades.
That's a big 1 in 3.
I mean, what did Beans hit? They should be lined up, theoretically.
It's true.
Beans is diamonds.
Oof.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah. That's
Zeno,
gonna be
one hand left.
One hand, critically 2 discards. It does get both purples. So this is the potential way to keep pace with this. This 8-ball does hit a death, which is very nice, but not quite a reasonable draw for the flush house. Okay, well, don't let Zeno tell you about his bad luck after that draw.
Well, there's no blue seal. It's unlucky.
Okay.
It's in the bottom half of our deck. How dare it?
I mean, that's
60 cards over there.
still decent scoring with that. I think the Arrowhead was a good pickup. You know, gets the bad news about the Ancient Joker, but that's you know, that's a respectable score without any Ancient Joker procs.
Yeah.
How many red seals does Wilds does Bean have though? Is it just the
Just
two?
2. I think just 2.
Okay. Yeah, Zeno might still be ahead on the score here then, with the right draw.
Right.
With the right
because-
draw, yeah.
And I think there's maybe only 3 total wild cards, so that's 3. Well, I guess 5 procs on the 1.5, but again, the base value isn't really that meaningful. The scary phase with the Paradolia kind of makes up for the lack of Arrowhead, but that Wrathful and you know the hologram, you know, maybe can help bridge some of that gap in the scoring.
Yeah.
Zeno really agonizing here, maybe deciding whether he wants the blank voucher or again this business card coming back around
Business
as an
card.
eternal. We did see Bean take the blank voucher though, so that could be a point of punish for Zeno if you know if he decides to skip it.
Yeah, the business card with the or with the Paradolia is pretty good.
You know, he's reaching for it. So many times in this match, we've seen plays where one player refuses to make a play I would normally expect them to make after watching them a lot, and the other player makes the same play. The plays attributed to one player are getting made by the other, it seems like.
Yeah. Hmm.
Maybe I'll regret that. Oh, I think I'm colorblind, you know. I might be.
It's a pretty good starting hand there.
It's a common.
Yep, as casters, we are legally
Actually, not that
mandated to
uncommon.
mention turn order, so Zeno in a good spot for that.
It's hard to be red-black colorblind, though.
That's okay. That's more valid, I guess.
Being with 54 cards in the deck, it's still hard to draw these wild 8s. But not all the 8s. There they are.
Yeah, still only one wild though. So not going to be super effective into this this Ancient Joker, but does have one remaining discard.
Finds the other red seal. He'll take
I'll
it
take it.
if he has to. Zeno here does not draw the wild polychrome.
No, but should have a decent idea of his score when he plays a flush house after, you know, using that in the blinds.
All right, here it is.
8-ball hit 1 and 7.
Wow.
About expected.
Mm-hmm.
Needed that 8th trigger.
And Zeno just snap plays it.
Oh,
No. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him take a little bit more time there, and I think he's maybe, you know, chastising himself for that himself here. Could have deathed the 10, which wasn't a bad death target anyway, as a purple and a steel, and would have won.
and now, yeah, Ancient hitting spades. Does he have to double skip on 1 life?
I think that's one of those plays where it's playing not to lose, and probably just delays the inevitable of, you know, losing in the next ante or two.
Yeah. The world card, the death upstairs. I mean, he's just got to draw that polychrome.
Xeno still has a way forward here if the lucky cards get him ahead in the shop queue. They just have not really paid off so far this game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be painful if it happens. Potentially lining up the death on that 10 that would have won him the last round potentially.
It's hard to imagine a world where Zeno is the one playing lucky cards and Bean is the one playing 8s.
Yeah.
And the 8s are kind of being rewarded right now. Just by the lucky cards missing. And Bean sees the double skip from Zeno.
Yeah. And there's only one thing that could be about. He's seen enough of the shop to know it's not an idol, so it's just... The real problem with this is not only does it lose Zeno a lot of value in round, you know, it just has to be his game plan from here on out is what this is sort of establishing.
Yeah. And Bean has the death upstairs.
Yeah, looking for those
one of those
seals.
red seal wilds.
I mean, every death that Bean gets, gets him closer to that invisible dusk, or that that negative dusk. And so, the more time that he's given, and with 3 lives, you've got plenty of time, the more dangerous he becomes.
Speaking of
It feels like glass cards are inevitable too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bean talks about this a lot. He would rather, especially with the life buffer like he has right now, would rather have, 5 red seal glass than 5 red seal wilds, and then just wait for the ancient to hit, because 2x is so much more than 1.5x when you're compounding it.
And Bean dies to the blind.
That's
The draw was not good enough.
Yeah, and that's a really big deal because, again, we're just talking about how much time Bean has. That maybe gives Zeno permission to just... I mean, it makes the skip play from Zeno a lot better, is what it comes down to.
It does.
Yes, but is Bean going to take idle here now?
I mean, he's got a lot of 8s.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a really good idol for... Again, just like with Glass, 2x is a lot more than 8x. And on checkered deck, you can just easily make a flush house with your, you have the built-in 2 idle hits. You finish it out with the 8s, and you've just got a decent hand.
Got a death as well for whatever it decides to hit.
That pesky 6 of hearts from last game.
Making an appearance.
But I mean, that's a game-winning pickup from Bean, and there's never been a better demonstration of opportunity cost than this idol here.
Mm-hmm.
Because Zeno is behind on money, right now.
Bean needs to draw these wilds.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're absolutely right. Like, this is another dangerous spot for him. Maybe being a little bit too cautious with his death, but gets rewarded. But Zeno very easily finds this idol if he didn't have to skip here.
Mm-hmm. It is enough. Idle hits Ace of Hearts.
Ace of Hearts is rough, but also unfortunate for Zeno that we're seeing that that ancient swap back over to spades. So now,
Spades.
again, in hindsight, getting punished for the skip, which would have paid out anyway. And yet another punish for this skip in the form of this photograph too.
Yeah.
Both players still rocking this Paradolia. I mean, that photograph is always going to be better for being with the red seals anyway, but that hurts.
Yeah. Bean getting a lot of value. We haven't seen a ton yet. Both players had a very similar setup until this ante. And this is the one that Zeno had to double skip. Let's see what happens at the PvP.
All this complaining about idle luck and you just get it synced with an ancient joker?
Uh-oh.
That's crazy.
Zeno did not need more tilt in his life.
Would like to thank 8-Ball for its support today.
Still trying to make Bean think he has 8-Ball.
This seed is your birthday present.
Zeno really hoping they're both lying right now.
Dude, yeah, that's
This
crazy.
is.
Hearing that the seed is your birthday present and you're not on 8-Ball. That's gotta be tilting.
Zeno just having an astonishingly bad time finding that Polychrome 8.
Big number.
Yeah. 56 cards in the deck. 58?
Yeah,
58.
I guess it is a hologram. We have to blame for this.
Now, was it crunchy? I don't know.
Oh, big turn order.
Oh, right. I didn't
Caster
realize how
mandated.
much glass you'd be up
Mention
with
of the
the
turn
8-Balls.
order here.
It'll be fine.
But I mean, Bean should just be playing his strongest hand. No glass to risk here.
Yeah.
It's not enough. A lover's
Not
up
even
top as
close.
well.
That
Wow.
All right.
that arrowhead is putting in work right now.
Idle, why didn't you just hit
Ah.
8 of hearts?
Negative
Why?
superposition.
Well, Zeno still has a chance then, but he's got to, first of all, dodge 3 idle hits from Bean.
Yes.
3 chances to hit.
With a fairly well-established deck. Again, that 8-Ball has
Yeah.
provided Bean with a lot of tarot cards that have, he has a smaller deck than Zeno. He has a lot more of the card hits than Zeno, and it's gonna keep shrinking, and those 8s are gonna keep growing.
Yeah. It's about a 24% chance for Bean's idol to hit here in any blind.
So, and he's had it for 4 blinds, so he's legally mandated
Statistics
to
stacking
get,
up.
to get 1 hit in these 4 chances that he's had.
Of course. Zeno has so much space for the jokers that Bean has on his lineup, but just wasn't able to find it with the double skip. And Zeno's got to survive, which is not the easiest task here.
No, I think that's
Purple
why
stake
we're
scaling.
seeing the card chart pick up.
Mm-hmm.
And we can just play a couple, and why again this Wrathful just proves to be a pretty good pickup here. The 3 times that is not enough though, so we're gonna need some help.
We're gonna need another 3 on top of that 3 to get out.
We're gonna need double. I
I
know how
think
he
you
does
might
it.
need 2 flush house.
Yeah, and I don't think you can get there from here. I think we
2
might
hands
just be
left.
dead to the blind.
Uh-oh. And when you die in game 2 and see 8-Ball on your opponent's lineup again, what does that do to you as an 8-Ball enjoyer? Lover, even.
Well, it's got to
I know
hurt
what
to
it would
be
do to me.
betrayed like this and on your birthday on top of that.
Yeah.
So what does he
He
need?
needs flush 5.
He needs 3 steals to get that additional
And Death
3x.
Fool from the 8-ball for Bean. Is this real life?
Does
Well,
have-
Zeno is...
might need a
really
lucky
good.
proc here to have a chance. And that is not a good place to
Probably.
be.
Oh,
Nope,
no.
no luckies. I think we're cooked.
Oh, no.
15k. I think a lucky card gets there
no.
with that steal
It
in hand.
does.
Yeah, I think so.
It does. With the card sharp as well.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Even if he hit one more spade and was maybe able to death and hold a another steel card, that gets him there as well.
Look at Bean's face. He's baffled.
It's his birthday. I'm not gonna be too mean. Oh man.
I was muted that whole time, my bad.
I thought you were just processing it all.
No. I saw this line.
Well, I am surprised about Zeno
I
skipping
think
the
I
8
got,
ball
like,
there,
I kind of
which
still like
in
my line. I
retrospect does
just
seem
got-
like the play. But I mean, he did get himself up so many lucky cards so early,
Yeah.
and it did almost nothing for him.
I think another thing to consider is that, like, the timing of exactly when the relevant Joker showed up really punished Zeno, right? There was an earlier instance where he had the same opportunity to skip. I think made the right call because the lives, were too far apart at that point. Doesn't see the same Jokers. The ante that he is forced to skip because he's on 1 life, suddenly those, premier Jokers that he's been looking for all game in the photograph, in the idol, just immediately show up.
I mean, it also doesn't, hurt that there's a Red Seal Wild 8 in the pack.
Yeah. Well, not just the there's the purple seal. There's a lot of aids. But to be fair, there's some really good cards for Zeno after committing to the aces in those packs as well. Saw some purple aces.
That's true.
Saw the polychrome ace. I mean, you would obviously rather, once the ancient and especially the idol show up, you'd much rather have the red seal than the polychrome. But early on, that polychrome was pulling a lot of weight for Zeno. Just wasn't able to reliably draw it in instances where it mattered.
Yeah.
The one Mega Spectral pack ending up being so much better for Bean than Zeno is really where a lot of it swung.
Yeah, definitely, because that, being able to continue committing to the 8s, which he already did when picking up the 8-ball, was a big deal, and just Tarot snowball. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Now, where does Bean take us for game 3? Could be the last game of the set.
Yeah, we did see a reverse sweep yesterday, and so Zeno
This is
definitely
true.
not out of this. Does need maybe a mental reset. Maybe going down 0-2 somewhat ironically takes a bit of the pressure off, because maybe when you feel like it's already lost, you don't have the immense amount of pressure that he's been showing throughout this game or throughout this match.
Yeah, and it looks like Bean picks red deck white stake, the most basic of the basic.
Yeah, I think Bean
This
was
is-
even just talking about this yesterday. You do basic strategies when you believe you have an edge on your opponent, and so he thinks he has the edge on Zeno, is up 2-0, continues with that train of logic.
This is as basic as it gets. This is like the vanilla ice cream with air frosting deck.
Mm.
Ooh, early riffraff, and we see Zeno just immediately rip a naked jack from the standard pack. A little surprising, but maybe just already locking in on what he wants to play towards.
Yeah, especially with a 60-card deck last game, not able to draw that polychrome wildcard. Bean might do the same. Wow.
I think maybe it makes a little bit more sense after you see the riffraff, because you're just praying for some combination of photograph and hanging chat off of that. But Zeno did it without restraint. Maybe I'm just wrong here, and I've been overvaluing, a consistent deck. Bean does always say that it's not deck bloat if they're good cards, so maybe a Jack is just
That's
a good
fair.
enough card.
Especially on red deck with that
Yeah.
extra discard.
A foil hallucination going to be a big deal as well, and honestly, even the credit card could be valuable for helping set up that hallucination. We've seen players go into debt at various points these playoffs.
We have seen a lot of debt. That is true.
Usually on the higher stakes, but like you can get some value off of wow. Both players potentially getting rewarded for just picking up that random Jack by getting another Jack with a gold seal now.
Yeah, does Bean take the pack? It is his philosophy.
Yeah,
There it is.
not surprising. I mean, there was some skepticism from Bean yesterday in the casting booth when players are going into debt, but it's just so easy to get out of it at this moment with the riffraff providing some econ that there's little risk involved.
Definitely. And now, how do you get value out of this DNA? Bean's going to discard the full house looking for that gold seal and doesn't find it.
Yeah, I think with the Justice, it's pretty easy to get some value off of this DNA, but like, how greedy do you want to get? Zeno probably going to be in a similar place, and both players, that Jack of Clubs is probably your second best hit over the gold seal, simply because you added one of those already. So that's now your third copy of that card. And we do need to maybe find a 2-pair here. Although with the +1 molt and the stone card, oh no.
Uh-oh. Bean might do
Zeno,
the exact
I
same
think-
thing. Oh,
Yeah, I think for his mental, Zeno simply cannot lose a life to this blind right now.
no.
I think crushing a glass card is probably worth a life here. Just maybe not in most cases, but in this specific situation where, he just lost a round because of it, it could be. It just could be worth the trade, especially with DNA to replenish.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the DNA, I don't mind risking it at all. I'm surprised he's thinking about this.
I think he's probably just doing the math because there is the being a little bit sad to see the Jack card that already got the glass showing up here.
And a little bit unfortunate there. Bean decided to glass the Heart Jack instead of this Club one. In this pack, we draw the Heart Jack with the Justice.
All right, the glass
So
doesn't
Zeno
break.
could be up a glass.
Yeah, it could be up a glass and up a little bit of money here. Unlike Bean, was able to sell out of both Jokers to get an extra $1 of interest. And
Wait.
nope, it's just the DNA card.
But it was the other pack. I don't know.
Oh, well,
I guess.
the Justice
I
is
see the
here.
DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah. DNA'd card. That's so funny. And Zeno opens up the big pack and almost might not have been able to buy the business card if it was less good. But he is able to pick it up.
And both players, once again, very, very similar lines. The real only deviation here is the suit of the Jack that was DNA'd.
Mhm.
And no DNA value here for Zeno, it looks like. I don't know if that was different for Bean because the Heart Jack was drawn here.
It was the same. Do you sell out of riffraff now?
How could you sell it a riffraff when you have neither photo nor Chad?
I know.
Yeah, it does look like Bean went up a glass as a result of that
Oh, he did.
heart being drawn for both players. Again, it's a really unfortunate
That's crazy.
unfortunate deviation there that, again, nearly identical lines, but the smallest difference gives Bean a bit of an advantage here.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is. I mean, I don't even know which one is necessarily correct, right? Because I can understand Bean going hearts just because that gives you bloodstone outs. But at the same time, there's incentive for making a second club because then you're building closer to that flush 5 a little bit faster. And obscene extra reroll here.
Wow.
One reroll.
One reroll and
Was able to make.
the big
It's always
deal
one
here,
more roll.
Yeah, the big deal here is that DNA not only that brainstorm not only helps with your scoring, but turbocharges that DNA. DNA is not terribly useful unless you have that brainstorm to double its effect.
Did justice. And he's
that's
not in
kinda
an
cool.
awkward spot.
I mean, does still have to draw it though.
This is true.
We do
Let's
have
do
a hit
this.
from Bean already.
Haven't drawn the glass yet, but I only have 3 jacks, 57 cards.
Does Bean just take this because he kept this zany Joker?
I think so. I think it is probably advantage Bean. Not only
What
that,
do
but
I
he has
want
the steel
to
up
do?
top, has a
Shoot
higher
glass,
density
I want
of
the gold steel. I
glass.
definitely want to drop 5. I think I'm playing this no matter what. Unless
think
he has,
long-term there's
no
an edge for
scoring, I
Zeno
just
here.
drop this right away, but I definitely am fine with risking glass. We already have 4 glass jacks. I'm gonna keep making more.
My wife got me balloons, and the dog hated the balloons. So there's that.
Just the distraction Zeno needs to get his head back in the game.
Literally.
after-
Dog's griefing.
He's
after a
smiling
couple
for
of
the
games.
first time in
Literally.
3 games. You love to see it.
Oh, you don't love to see that jack of clubs being drawn here, though. This is
Wait, yeah, sure, that works.
just cannot hit a
Interesting.
DNA card. This is going to compound, and
Oh,
He's
and he
in-
didn't copy it. I guess maybe on
I don't
purpose.
think he wants to further bloat his debt is the idea, but doesn't mind having another one of those just for some value. But yeah, I think Bean's going to take this without really having to risk more than maybe a single piece of glass.
Got him.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Still doesn't draw the gold seal.
He got me.
Ooh, the turn order making a big difference here.
Oh!
Forcing the glass risk.
Break.
Oh,
Wow.
that's painful.
Yeah.
That's tough.
That's going to make that brainstorm even more important.
Oh,
Because Zeno's just going to be, despite the horrific draws, likely just going to be up on glass the rest of this game.
I assume you just got better draws like we've had this entire game.
Okay, Zeno.
I wasn't.
We'll see.
Good luck.
Yeah, we'll see. Look.
If we look back on this, W balloons, they
Yeah.
changed his entire luck.
Well,
True.
he still hasn't.
I mean-
he still has had one heck of a time drawing that that glass card for the DNA. But this discard voucher is a huge. It's the second gift that Zeno's gotten in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Hits another glass
Ooh,
card
beef.
on a king. Just really needs to draw those early so that the DNA can do its thing.
Now, Bean debating between the glass card and the gold seal.
Yeah, again, with the brainstorm, this is a no-brainer. You make more glass. Without the brainstorm, you're a quarter of the time you're net neutral on glass. So what do you care if you do
Yeah.
that? If like you're getting further ahead in the glass queue, it's like that brainstorm was extraordinarily well timed for Zeno.
Yeah.
And very critically, finally does get some DNA value here. So we're going to see that glass advantage shift in Zeno's favor very quickly here.
Yeah, I mean, those glass breaks in the PvP will theoretically make it harder for Bean to draw his glass with the DNA. While Zeno, the breaks will be the same because of the Q, but those will happen on the high cards that he plays
Exactly.
with the DNA. So he
Exactly.
will still have more glass. It'll still be easier to draw.
And because of the
see.
brainstorm, even when the glass breaks when you play it, you still net 1 glass in that instance versus net neutral, which is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So that very handy glass counter that we see on the overlay is going to tell a big story about this game. You know, currently Bean has the glass advantage. That's not likely to last long with this this brainstorm.
And I mean, we've seen players, even this week, lose, being up a copy Joker. So we'll see if Zeno can do the same. Or just hold it down, I mean, rather.
Right.
If Bean can come back, if Zeno can keep the lead.
Yeah, and I mean, Bean has been that player winning despite being down a copy Joker at least once. So if anyone is capable of it, it's the former champ. Okay, quick math check here from Bean. Not worried about people calling him a nerd while doing math on stream. Curious.
He's so brave.
I know. But I mean, it was a little bit closer than my my vibes-based assessment would have suggested there. So maybe worth the time, I guess, if you're in the semifinals here with only one more game to clinch.
If there was ever a time to do math, now would be the time.
I mean, even just the thought of it makes me shudder.
Bean was able to barely make it out of the blinds. He sold his malt.
Yeah, and
Picks up the
immediately gets
fortune
some
teller.
additional malt. But
Maybe.
I mean, the one thing, whether or not you have the brainstorm, just the existence of the DNA, whether correct or not, allows you to maybe play a little bit more recklessly than you otherwise would with the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you know that at the very least, you're not going to completely you run out of glass. You might find yourself behind it. But again, as long as you have 5 pieces by the time the PvP comes, it doesn't really matter if you have extra.
Yeah. Oof. Not even just for the glass, but for the econ as well. It's starting to pile up here. This is the first blind here, first shop rather, where Zeno is
And-
going to pass Bean in total spent.
And the tarot generation.
The Hermit, too.
Yeah, that's
Perfect
that's
time.
More money. This is. We saw the 8-ball snowball things for being last round. This brainstorm is doing the same right now for Zeno. It's just the flexibility of it is giving him an advantage in 3 different aspects of the game. Obviously scoring by printing glass, but also, like you mentioned, the econ and then the tarot gen. So he's just getting so much value off of this one Joker that Bean was 1 roll away from seeing.
Yeah.
And I think at the time, Bean had outspent Zeno. It isn't until this brainstorm showed up that Zeno started getting that econ lead that he now has, which is becoming more and more massive here.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in that blind before the brainstorm, he was able to play a couple high cards to make a little bit more money with the business card. I think that's what prompted him to roll and have enough for the brainstorm.
Yeah, it's those when you get to the playoffs, especially the semifinals, it's those small things that make a big difference.
Mm-hmm. It's a I like to say a $1 difference, and usually most of the time one of those doesn't matter. In this case it did, but a lot of $1 differences over the course of a game can make a lot of difference. So we'll see if Bean is able to try to claw back at some of those $1 differences, but that is a tall order against a brainstorm.
Yeah, and another thing to consider is sometimes those $1 differences compound because of interest. So what starts as $1 can quickly become 5.
This is very true.
And just immediate nutty draw from Zeno for a change. So good he's discarding glass jacks.
Wow.
And just has the flower pot hand ready to go. Are we just not bothering with the DNA right now because we have so much glass and the PvP draws are so important? But like, you've already drawn your hand. What do you care?
Maybe he just wants to glass a different suit? No. I guess not.
Yeah, glass a different suit for this
Dream
hand, but
comeback.
copy the same suit for when you inevitably get out of the flower pot. There's those breaks that were going to happen, but less punishing for Zeno here.
There's just so much to buy. No stickers on anything. It all is wanting you to purchase it.
That king play there from Zeno just simply does not happen if the DNA doesn't exist. You want to preserve that king, so this DNA is leading to some weird plays, but great pickup from Zeno on this flower pot. Going to take this
I think
this
I
next
could have
life
played that
almost
slightly
certainly.
better.
For sure.
Yeah, he got about 6 rolls deeper in that shop, and it turned into, I think, the flower pot and a justice.
And I
Interesting.
Think we're caught up on the glass queue for
Yeah.
between these players
He's
now.
probably ahead now.
Right.
Zeno.
And Bean just taking the money.
Three to three.
Tie game.
And that's an important life for Zeno to take. It was very likely
Yes.
that he takes it there, but like a commanding life gain from Zeno there as a result of the flower pot play. Just giving himself more time to set up the deck and find a joker that he actually wants rather than this flower pot.
Yeah.
Bean came out of that blind thinking maybe he's down a Chad.
That's
Almost.
yeah. I mean, a brainstorm could be a chat at some point, so maybe a read that will eventually become correct.
Yeah. Now Bean's going to copy the gold seal. We've had DNA for so long and only 54 cards in the deck.
Yeah,
For Bean.
and the reason for this deviation here from Bean, I think, is simply 6 pieces of glass. Like I said earlier, all you need is 5, right? Anything above 5 is, unnecessary in terms of making your hand. Obviously, you want a little bit of a buffer to avoid breakage, but can just start making more gold seals so that you can make more money to catch back up in these shops, and we'll see if that ends up rewarding him. But Ancient Joker, worse than glass here, but still a necessary pickup. You might see some skips if the suits line up for Zeno here on clubs.
Yeah, I think he would have to.
Yeah. Especially if Zeno can figure out that he's up the brainstorm.
Ooh, really clever plays here. Just going to try and get as many glass cards in as many different suits as possible. Now you want 20 pieces of glass, right? you want 5 of each suit, and then no matter what that Ancient Joker hits, you're in business. And this is a play that only Zeno can make. Again, we're harping on this brainstorm, but only Zeno can make this play because he's the one with the brainstorm.
Yeah. Yeah, now Bean sees the Ancient. It's not the greatest. He still needs that base mult to get out of the blind. With enough X mult he can do it, but it might be kind of tricky.
Yeah, and critically, Ancient on hearts for Zeno, so cannot be hearts for Bean here. until maybe the PvP. But like, it doesn't help him necessarily get through the blinds right now. Yeah,
So yeah, being in the big blind.
Maybe some quick crotch math here from Zeno as he gets that pen and paper in his lap again. Making sure that this clears.
It's important math.
Some would argue
That's why I
the
just
most
have a calculator on my desk.
Right. Well, I don't know. It's possible if you set it in your lap, you might get better value off of it, but Zeno's the expert on me.
This is true. Oh, yeah, I mean, this should be enough. It should be about 6,300. I was wrong. The foil. Dang it, I was so close.
It's closer than I would have gotten. There's now video evidence, thanks to Balatro Jeopardy, that I cannot do math, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. So instead of doing math, I just shame everyone else for doing math. My coping
I mean, you got it,
mechanism.
right? If they're embarrassed enough, then they won't do it.
Yeah, exactly. That hangman coming in for Zeno going to be clutch for again, this rather ambitious play of trying to set up as many glass cards in as many suits as possible.
I think if Zeno was up a life here, he would probably just pick one suit and go all in and skip whenever Ancient hits. But being even on lives, it gets a little bit more tricky because you don't want to skip and you want to win.
Completely
It's a high card
agree.
seed, I knew it.
I think that's... Oh, you and Nandre both. A good draw here from Zeno for not having to worry too much about risking... Wait, what? Okay.
Oh.
I mean, still, I mean, he's a braver man than me. I'm just getting out with that 4 of a kind there myself, but there's a reason why I am no longer in the playoffs, so.
He's going for max greed.
Yeah. And again, it's those small things that make big differences here. And, just trust his deck. There's a lot of jacks in there. Not letting past frustrations cloud his judgment here. And we see Bean taking the Baron, so it's clearly a high card seed. This is his path back in this.
Gotta be.
I'm surprised he grabbed that at all, but
I am too.
I mean, out of the DNA very quickly. But again, it's just DNA is kind of lackluster on its own. You will kind of like similar to maybe a Perkio. You really want some of those copy jokers in order to like increase the value you're getting off of it. Otherwise, you're just, 1 card per round isn't really making good progress like it is for Zeno right now. Unfortunate lack of death target here, but does get a jack for the wild card. Another play that you can only make because you have the DNA with the brainstorm. And we're about to reach new territory in these shops for Zeno.
We've seen what damage 1 roll can do. Let's see what a couple can do. Ooh.
Midas Mask, a little bit clunky with all this glass right now. Death is a big deal.
There it is.
that's very nice.
That's
a
and
bigger
rebate.
rebate.
And very critically, Ancient Joker check on clubs for Zeno. That is the suit he's building towards. This is, I mean, even without the brainstorm, this is very likely an easy life for Zeno to take here.
Yeah.
He's in a great spot.
As so many of these glass jack of clubs, this death could be a hold for a period of time.
Yeah.
Like, you could just say, you know what, I'll see if I need it now, Maybe I can use it in a different PvP to, like, get that 5th Jack of Spades, maybe.
I think also it's good to save here because then you can full discard and maybe you can death a steel card instead of a glass. But
True.
obviously probably doesn't need it here.
No,
With
I
as
don't
much
think.
glass as he has.
I don't think we're
Oh,
gonna see
yeah.
much of a score from being here, even if he does, choose to just let some of this glass rip.
By a hair.
So, with the 5 of a kind all glass.
Turn
Got
order
some levels in it.
again. We have to say it did matter here,
Did matter.
but
Dano did get $20 from rebate though already.
yes, and none of the glass broke. And just look at this deck from Zeno.
Oh yeah.
That is looking nice.
Oh, never mind. I
Yeah,
lied
2
to you.
breaks.
Glass broke.
Bummer.
And,
Now Bean's got to know something's up.
and unfortunately, not even able to extract a whole lot of value out of that PvP from Bean. Sock and Buskin, Bean's gonna love to see that with the business card right now, but still is down an entire mail-in rebate in addition to the brainstorm. And brainstorm, it also plays nicely with mail-in rebate. This is just one roll has made such a big difference here.
Massive
There goes the
difference.
Baron.
Bean did leave that PvP and say, yeah, we're definitely down a Chad.
Mm.
Uh-oh. I mean, as far as strength of hand goes, the difference, like, Zeno's playing, like Zeno's Joker's up top is a 10x.
Yes.
There's the chat. The glass itself is what's really doing it with this brainstorm.
Right, and the problem with Bean's read here is that it may be giving him some false hope, especially as this Chad does show up. I was gonna say it before it even showed itself, but like, there's a decent chance he could think that he's a lot closer than he actually is here. End up risking some glass unnecessarily and getting further behind.
Yeah. And now Zeno has the chat.
And now Zeno has the Chad, but like,
Whoa.
very, very
Wow.
awkwardly going to.
Yeah, insta-dropping
goes our-
rebate
Yeah.
would be a tough decision.
Yeah.
I think that
With
there's
as much glass as he has.
right. There's a strong argument for DNA to leave there.
Yeah.
Especially rolling down to $3, but I mean, I didn't even get to utter the sentence going to continue widening this econ gap before he sold his lone remaining econ Joker. So,
Now Bean is considering a skip for $25. He has 3 double tags. It's actually going to be
is
$75.
the consideration at
100.
all related to the suit of the ancient? No. So
I think he would
it
just skip once.
yeah, just wants
For
the
$100?
just wants the money here. It's a lot of money,
mean-
but
Yeah.
there's also a lot of value to be extracted from these blinds. We saw how deeply, deeply punished Zeno was last match for skipping 2 blinds. But it with this much money on the table on a white stake run, that same thing could happen with 1 blind being skipped.
Yeah.
That is an awful lot of money coming up. Zeno was still able to make, I think, $18 off his 1 gold seal, so I can kind of see the rebate drop a little more.
Yeah, but
But
I mean, that gold seal is going to become increasingly difficult to find if you keep loading up your deck with glass.
it does have 59 cards in it.
And is continuing to alternate between
61.
suits.
Yeah.
I think has a decent chance whether it's spades or clubs at this point. So, 2 out of 3 of the. I mean, even has some diamonds that are glass. So I think as long as maybe we see or 2 out of 3 times, you're just set here. Everything but hearts he has, and hearts is the only thing it can't hit.
Being in a bit of a tricky spot. Does have the flush. Should be enough.
Yeah, I think on a white stake, once you get ancient and even just a few re-triggers, you're fairly safe into the blinds. Even with well, especially with 4 flush levels. But even with fewer flush levels than that.
Ancient hits diamonds.
Diamonds
Is
is
3 Jack of diamonds.
Yeah, probably his worst hit, but still, you know, going to put him in a better spot than Bean going into the PvP here. Who, Bean with only a couple of those glass diamond jacks and no DNA to make more.
Yeah, not much in these shops.
Would be
$100
possible.
looking to play next to Anthony.
Oh, the Emperor gives him a star.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
oh.
a big stars card. Another thing to consider, the density of jacks in Zeno's deck makes Idol, which is a big hit, a bigger hit for Zeno.
Why is there so much RNG in our games? The amount of green text I've seen in this set.
It is quite a bit.
And yeah, Bean is out of the DNA.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, been out of it for a while, and you know, I think in any instance other than maybe this Ancient Joker, probably would be more rewarded for it, but the Ancient Joker a little punishing here.
Well, here's the hand for Zeno. Flush
Yep.
5 of glass.
Can't complain about bottom decking if you just draw it immediately.
And now Bean has a tricky spot of you want to make your opponent play glass with the turn order. You don't want to play glass yourself, but if you don't play glass, then you probably just lose.
Yeah, and Zeno in a similarly tricky spot where not able to get or extract any value off of this gold seal because, you know, doesn't know how much he needs to score here. Might want to have the steal in hand just in case.
Just the way the cards fall.
Does Bean play the glass on 2 lives? You might think you have to.
Oh yeah, I think that it
Oh,
feels
boy.
really bad, but
And this over on Zeno's screen, 985x on the Ancient.
Yeah, we see Zeno looking down, doing more of that crotch math maybe, and going to determine whether or not he needs this extra piece of glass instead of the gold seal.
It's a math time.
Why is it gotta be complicated, man? It's always
A
gotta
lot
be
of 2 to
complicated.
the exponents here.
Yeah,
I mean, he definitely doesn't, but it is hard
right.
to figure it out as soon as you get up in these
Loses,
digits.
we are on 1.
And
but
then
I
there's
have
also the complication of then
$100
you're
coming.
chatting glass and like,
So we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't just have the flush 5, which is 4x better.
I feel like it's just always this. It's gotta be this.
I think with your opponent potentially going down to 1 more life here, you just send it. You've got DNA. You may not even need any more
Like
diamonds. in
E10
this.
here.
Yeah.
E12. Wow.
It
Wow.
was that.
What was that?
All right. I mean, 3
That's
lives.
a lot of money.
to take, but Bean is going to get $122 here. If there's a way back in it, it's with money.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
so,
and that skip alone is going to make up the econ difference of the total spent.
yes.
That's such a ridiculous cash out in a multiplayer game.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, we've seen what big bulks of rerolls can do in a single ante, right? Because there is no order installed here. If you get deeper, the difference in this match already is one shop deeper in one ante. If you can do that now to get, if there's something critical, you know, multiple points deeper in the shop for Bean, this is his way back in it. It's going to be tough because you don't have much time on only one life.
Oh, there's the mime. Bean smiles knowing it was really high card all along.
I mean, it's never high. It
can't.
could have been
No,
high card for
it's
Bean,
not.
but that's still not beating what Zeno's throwing out
No,
here.
it's not. It's not. Speculative Bloodstone?
I mean, Bean is the one built into hearts, but I mean, he just simply knows that's not enough to make up ground here.
Ankh is, I mean, would maybe match him.
Yeah,
on
you
one
can
Joker.
find, if you find an idol, that Ankh on the sock and buskin could be something. I think that,
Yeah.
I think it's a desperation play, but that read on the Sixth Sense is a great play from Bean, knowing where he is in this match and how far behind he is. In order to catch up, you need something like Ankh into sock and buskin into idol.
Yeah.
Guess maybe it would have paid off for Zeno to do the math and score a little less. And then Bean wouldn't be so sure he's behind. I mean, what was he behind? Like 10,000x?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't realize last time. He said it's probably just a Chad. This is a little bit more than just a Chad. Especially when Bean's looking at it in his Joker lineup. Here we see Zeno getting to the Sixth Sense.
Maybe contemplating it over the DNA, just because like a single red seal would be, I mean, something. I think we'd rather just have a scoring Joker in that spot, but again, there's a reason I'm not in the playoffs anymore, so what do I know?
Does Zeno just skip as soon as Ancient gets off hearts here?
I think because the other two are just acceptable, right? Hearts is the only one that is a bad hit for Zeno. Everything else is perfectly fine. I think you can just play it out, right?
Yeah. Especially 3-1 on lives. Like, you want to try to make it as likely as possible that you can win, you know, when it comes down to it.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. I mean, with a brainstorm on a sock and buskin, I think even if your Ancient misses with all this glass, you've got a decent chance at still taking it.
Yeah,
Zeno's
I mean, you
so
gotta
far
think
ahead,
about-
he's getting his steps in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just once again agonizing over this this decision. Sixth
Or he's
Sense?
getting the wife buff to win this game here.
Could be. Maybe maybe getting another birthday delivery, perhaps a cake with candles, and got to blow those out to get his wish to come true for 8-ball to pull up right now.
Death for Bean.
Yeah,
I
maybe
mean,
not on
no
the
matter how
suit.
much glass he has, it's
Yeah, maybe not on the suit he wanted either. So, well, now we can get it on that suit, but probably has to wait until the PvP, because I think the lone out here for Bean is simply just idle. It is idle on a hit with glass and being able to fix into that. Zeno, on the other hand, does decide to skip the Sixth Sense, which makes sense to me. At least 6 of them.
A lot of sense going around. Some money as well for Bean. He's going to need that. And just thinking on Zeno's perspective, how do you lose this game?
Right.
You lose this game if you start skipping and there's something good in the shop.
Yeah, and
you know,
to Bear's point earlier, almost in reverse here, because Bean hasn't thrown a scoring hand in quite a while. Zeno has no sense of his score since the Sock and the Chad have shown up. So from Zeno's perspective, like depending on what this ancient, it could just be ancient missing for Bean all this time, and he could very well be capable of the same type of scoring that Zeno's been putting up.
That's true. I would think he's pretty confident he's up the brainstorm, but it's still pretty unclear what Bean has at all.
yeah.
Yeah, and very critically, this ancient hitting hearts specifically on the big blind effectively means that Zeno cannot miss on this ancient going into the PvP.
Yeah.
Like there is no bad hit here. I think he's got 5 of each of the remaining suits. So unless a magical amount of glass breaks here for some reason, like there is no whiff available.
Bean does have so much money to find something here.
Yeah, that rebate's critical. This photograph may not, well, probably is deeper than Zeno's going to see. There's no real econ on Zeno's side, but it's not alone enough to make up the difference here.
Yeah.
Bloodstone comes back. The Ancient on clubs, which is just brutal for Bean, not only because it whiffs so hard for him, but because that's one of the ones, well, I think that was the one that Zeno was initially playing into, so he's got a lot of clubs available to him. And he gets the good news. Sees the Bloodstone. That's the first Bloodstone.
First one.
So not the same one that Bean's deciding between right now.
There's the third Bloodstone for Bean. Think of the uncommon blocks.
Yeah, I was gonna say at this point you're getting punished for not taking it just a block.
Nothing in the rolls. Oh.
Yeah, this is not what Bean needed, and I don't see a world where he's able to take this anymore. I don't think that Zeno's gonna get deep enough for that photo though, so that's. But I don't see that mattering.
And the only way is Zeno's got, what is this, 25 jacks in the deck with 65 cards in the deck. If we see one of the worst bottom decks we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's possible.
With 5 discards. Bean does have
a lot of cards.
1 Jack of Clubs, a Justice Death, but that's just not enough.
Oof.
Perhaps one of these?
Perhaps. I mean, Bean just knows he's down 10,000x.
Yeah, a massive tone shift from Bean from the previous games. But, does have a lot of experience in tournament play, so I don't think it's going to disrupt his mental too much.
I think as soon as he clicks that start game for the next one, he's going to be thinking about that game, not this one.
Ooh, I get it.
And look at this hand queued up from Zeno. Oh. With a steel draw too.
Yeah, that's tricky.
It's beautiful. I really love the way he got to play this game. It's like pretty unique to be able to build into 3 suits at the same time.
And I think the decision to choose 3 instead of all 4 just means that, again,
my turn now.
You going into the big blind as if it's hearts, basically it limits the number of times that you have to skip, even if you do want to skip. So it's, I think, a very clever play that using what is currently selected could be a good indicator as to whether or not you want to skip.
Yeah.
How big a number do we get on this hand from Zeno?
I think it should be about
I
the
think
same.
it should be about the same.
Yeah, so another E12.
Here it is. A little bit smaller than that E12.
I mean, still a very good showing from Bean.
I
Gave
think it's
himself
the same, but I'm not
a
obviously
chance
gonna
to come
say
back
anything.
into this with that skip, but just being down a brainstorm for so long is so punishing.
Yep, you were up a copy Joker. That's what I thought.
Look at the glass.
Holy, that's a lot of glass.
the deck.
Why couldn't it just hit hearts?
Oh my
Unless you see
god.
change here.
Oh, look at that deck.
Oh, well,
It just incredible deck. I can't.
yeah, yeah. It could have hit hearts. And you know what's funny is I realized halfway through, I'm like, why the heart bloodstone came up? I'm like, wow, I'm an idiot. That was the one.
I saw like
I'm
3
gonna leave a suit
bloodstones.
out. Yeah,
Deck.
yeah. It came up
22
twice.
glass at the end.
Yikes, man. Where was
Yeah.
the
Third of his
brainstorm?
deck.
It was, you had to roll a singular time in ante 2. I thought for sure you had it. Yeah.
Yeah, just obviously we see a big score difference as a result of the brainstorm, but the value generation that it provided cannot be overstated. That just
Yeah.
gave so much extra ammunition to Zeno, to the point where it made I think Bean rightfully sold out of the DNA, because without that
Yeah.
brainstorm, it's just not super helpful.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go if you're Zeno now?
Yeah, I don't know.
I would be inclined. I don't know. I would be inclined to try and raise the stakes on Bean. He's a very capable player even at higher stakes. But like we've seen that be successful, or Feinberg have success against Bean on higher stakes if the seed isn't very generous in terms of retrigger scoring options. There's there's ways that Bean's style of play that gets rewarded more often than not for multiplayer can get punished on those higher stakes if you're not too considerate of the scoring. Now that said, we saw Zeno attempt that earlier, and it backfired a little bit as he lost some lives to blinds on purple stake. But I think you just have to erase that previous game from your head and just stick to maybe the plan that he had in taking Bean to higher stakes as his preference.
Yeah, we'll see. I think they're taking a quick break here. Bean's going to the log parser.
Yeah. Going to do a quick deep dive into Zeno's plays to confirm that he is not cheating. Doesn't need to make another exposed video here. It was just one pretty reasonable reroll from Zeno. And I don't know. I can't lip read. I still have him muted, but it does look like Zeno is maybe half a crash out, despite having just taken a win off of Bean.
He's debating where to go.
Okay.
He's saying, I can hear Doc in my ear saying, play to my strengths.
Yes. If you turn on the cast, Zeno, you'll hear me saying that same thing. I just got done. So you gotta give up or let go of what happened in previous games and just stick with the plan that you established. He's been doing a lot of scrims this week. He's a very capable player. If he gets out of his own head, he can make the right decision here and just play to his strengths.
Yeah, I like just playing what you're comfortable with at this point, not trying to counterpick.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a certain amount of luck that you can't mitigate. You can't let it get to you. You just gotta trust you're gonna win more often if you just play your game.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you deviate from the plan that you established, what was the point of the practice and what was the point of the plan? Right? If this deep into the tournament you move away from that, then what was the point?
Yeah. And I think a game is not going to go exactly how you want it to, like 9 times out of 10, maybe even more.
Right.
And so being on a spot that you're comfortable with to deal with whatever comes up can definitely help you stay in the game.
Yeah, control what you can, and what you can control is the deck and stake that you're playing on right now. Dropping to the lower stakes right now could just be unnecessarily giving Bean an advantage. But I've been in the same situation that Zeno is, where despite a lot of experience on higher stakes, I've let a earlier loss on a higher stake sway my decision to continue forcing people to play on higher stakes with me, and so I understand it. It's really hard when you're in the moment to like separate yourself from the moment, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
When you do those high stake seeds that are brutal and you are like losing lives to blinds, it's so hard to just run it back on high stakes again.
Yeah. Yeah, you and I had a historically bad high stakes seed, I think, in season 1. So
that was terrible.
Yeah, and we do go abandoned deck green stake. So
For game number 4.
Yeah, a little bit, moving away from the plan a little bit in terms of raising the stakes, but going towards a deck that I know Zeno has a lot of experience on, in abandoned deck, and maybe feels like he can get an advantage there, rather than increasing the blind scaling that seems to kill him if on a higher average than most other players.
Yeah. Investment skip early on. Pretty good on green stake. We're not getting the money out of that small blind anyway. Does make it harder to potentially afford the voucher.
Yeah, fortunately not the most important voucher for an anti-1 play. It might be considered for a skip anyway. If anybody wants it, it's Zeno with his love of 8-ball. Again, maybe forgetting to check the blinds here, or just preparing to set up for a flush house into the PvP with this moon.
Yeah, Bean looks like he forgot to check.
Yeah, that's Bean. We thought maybe Zeno did. Bean definitely did here.
Definitely.
I think the plan was fully draw a flush house, beat the blind. I mean,
Riff-raff again.
I think he can still get through just with the base level, so never punished, but
Ooh, this is an interesting buffoon pack.
So many options, so many.
Yeah, we're just...
This whole shop is obscenely good, right? That Sixth Sense is valuable. The trio is you're scoring to get through. There's an overstock. Like, without that investment tag, this creates some very difficult decisions to be made, and instead, you just get everything because that's the power of the anti-1 investment tag. Finally, a difficult decision here. Glass gold seal versus blue seals.
That is tough. Gold seals, I feel like if it wasn't glass, would definitely be a pickup.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to re-trigger that card, but you can't just play it one-off in the blinds now, because it could break on you.
Right.
Being there a little risky. Bought the overstock with nothing in the shop.
The exact same line out of that shop.
I think the one potential point of deviation here is what card gets selected here. I think Bean went with the blue seal. Immediate deja vu. Oh my god.
Deja vu. This seed is so much right away.
And there's no world on abandoned deck that Zeno doesn't get that Sixth Sense hit.
Yeah.
Also,
we draw 3 in the first hand.
to-do list on full house with the Zany Joker, causing Bean to sell out of this so that he can potentially extract a bit more value here.
Yeah. I like it. You can then play 2 full houses.
Great read here.
Whoa. Discarded the 2 pair.
Okay, so we do see the deviation. Zeno gets the glass card. Bean took the blue seal. It does hit the full house.
And yeah, Zeno played a flush there.
Yeah, that's
Because
the
of the
to-do list
desync.
desync.
Yes. I
oh,
see.
interesting. Interesting. So
Ooh, and a face card in the standard pack with the red seal up top.
mhm.
That might be the card to play for.
I believe
Or
these aces
Bean skips.
do get drawn for the 3 of a kind.
Oh,
Polychrome ace. That's another.
that's a
red
good
seal
target for the red seal.
Also, Bean took the 2, like considering hack on abandoned deck. 1 strength away.
Yeah. 8-ball as well with 4 8s in the opening hand.
Well,
God.
Not bad.
I think we know where Zeno's Deja Vu is going to go.
Yeah. I mean, he'll be able to open up 1, but not both of these packs, so he won't see
I think it's
much
possible
of anything.
we can sell the to-do list or even the moon
Oh,
and get the second one.
yeah, there we go. But I think, yeah. There we go.
There is a red seal.
Oh.
Oh my, he goes
He
for
takes
the...
the purple
Whoa.
right away.
Well, and
Whoa.
keeps the... Okay, both players keeping the rebate on high card, and look at Zeno's face after this.
Yeah. It's going to Deja Vu the 10, and
Okay.
the 6th Sense hit here is a purple seal. So,
And I think just locking in on the long-term plan to... Short-term, these 8s can still generate value for deck building, but long-term is going to be 1 strength, make that a jack, look for photo Chad.
This whole match so far has been 8-ball propaganda. 3 out of 4
Yeah.
games.
kind of crazy.
And Zeno going to need a little bit more here to get out of the blind.
Does this win for Bean? Level 2? Yes. It
Level
does.
2 with the steal.
Ah, the steal will do it.
And I think we're going to see Zeno make a flush house. Picks up some glass as
Negative
well.
faceless.
Wait. No flush
Not
house?
a flush house, just a full house.
Okay. Making the flush
And
house
it's-
available for the PvP.
Really prepping to build into the 10s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Negative face card.
This seat has everything you could ever ask for.
Yeah, except for enough money to purchase
But-
everything.
On abandoned deck, is it even worth to pick up, even though it's negative?
That's what I'm wondering. I think it might be a skip here.
It's a lot of money.
Well, not right now. It costs a lot of money. It doesn't generate a whole lot.
Yeah,
Until
right,
you,
yeah.
Until you get set up a little bit better.
And even then, it's kind of tough, because usually on abandoned deck, you want to be playing those cards if you're going to make
Right.
them.
Do you think it's getting close to time to get out of this riffraff? Or Zeno's going to want to keep that 8-ball. There's the strength. Unfortunately, only some 7s to hit. But
7s for 8s is good, and considering the 5 to the 6 for the 6th Sense, I think that's definitely a way that, you could get ahead, is by having
Yeah.
more 6th Sense procs than your opponent.
And we do see a slight deviation here. Zeno goes with the gold card to try and get golden ticket online, whereas Bean goes for the jokers that he already has available to him. There's a strength and 1 reroll away. It looks like maybe out of reach for Zeno, but Bean building into what his deck currently does, which is the 8s and the 6s. Zeno going for a longer term play. and potentially not going to see the strength if he picks up the Faceless.
Yeah, C-Dubs was saying in chat that Zeno said he plays Abandon different. He likes to push for face cards where other people will take a risk and go into like hack and stuff. What do you think about playing that way in general on Abandoned?
I mean, both plays are like have inherent risks involved in them. The risk of not doing it is that you get punished because photo chat is common. The risk of doing it is that you don't get the strength at the right time and you are sort of anemic in your scoring up until that point. You know, we saw in game 1, maybe if the life losses were a little bit different, or if Zeno was able to roll a little bit further, he would have gotten rewarded for playing into face cards over Bean. It just simply didn't work out for him. So if the shops are as generous with the photo chat this time around, you know, it could be very rewarding for Zeno to make this play.
Bean has another strength in hand he could use on 2 5s. Just gonna do the same thing, a 7 and a 5.
Yeah, and Zeno opting to give up purple seal value in order to give himself a chance at making a flush house here. Ecto coming off of the Sixth Sense.
Oh, we could have another negative 8 ball.
Yeah. As you said, it's a good looking Joker, but I do think that hovering over the sell button here, probably not.
Yeah. And yeah, Bean needs to find a way to use this deja vu. It's been blocking his slot for a while.
Get other factors?
11 cards in the deck, he still
that's
can't do it. Zeno's not going to get 6 cents value here.
Anyway.
No, I don't know that. I think the only reason Bean was able to is because of the strength earlier. I don't know that the PvP is the time to try and get value off of that type of thing.
This guy's so lucky he bottom decked the 6. I got an Ecto.
You got $2, Bean.
Holy turn order.
It's true. It's big. There's the card. Does he glass it now?
I think
If he's going to play it, probably not.
I think with the steal, it may be worth just hanging on to.
What's better? Okay, you're...
I mean, it's 2.25x
It's so hard when you have X molt, but then the flat molt. Because then you can't.
Right.
Does Zeno just play a pair here?
Hey,
For potential 8-ball procs?
I mean, he doesn't know it, but that's the line he needs to take here. Does also have the opportunity to maybe play a pretty anemic flush.
Huh.
Now, if you're Bean, do you glass
I
it
gotta make a
now
decision
so you can copy it
this
later?
I think I like that. You have permission not to
Probably.
play it, so you can
Yeah.
instead set it up for the future.
And a death. Wow.
Oh,
Very
boy.
rewarded for using it there.
Alright. Tuxin?
Here we go.
And I think more than that, rewarded for playing more 8s throughout the ante than Zeno was.
Yeah.
Because just getting further in that queue, right? They have essentially the same decks, so they had the same opportunities to play towards that 8-ball, and it's the same seed, so that 8-ball could have just as easily spit out a that death for Zeno had he played more 8s.
Yeah. New 6th Sense proc. Ecto.
There's the Ecto. Is 6th Sense a game-long queue, or is that just...
I was just going to say, I thought it was anti-based,
I
but
thought it
guess
was
I'm
too,
not
so
certain now.
I think it may have just been a coincidence.
Is Bean going to get a second Ecto? Anti-based,
that'll-
okay.
Yeah. That'll confirm it. Or we can just rely on intelligent chatters that have actually looked at the code.
Here we go. Bang.
There it is.
That was at least a 40-degree head tilt from being there. That's rare.
That is rare, and something that's not rare is that Zeno might need a little bit of help getting out of this blind right now, and this stone card may do it. Okay. No, the draw will do it. You gotta sell this Ecto, because surely you believe in the 8-ball, right?
Surely.
Doesn't believe in it enough.
He draws the red seal.
That's true. So another thing to consider is that the 8-ball and purple seals share a tarot engine queue. So Zeno not discarding that purple and instead you trying to use it for the flush house may have cost him a death there.
Oh, that's a good pull for Zeno.
That's a
it
great
is.
pull for Zeno.
Can
But-
Bean find the ace?
Yeah, it does. If he finds the ace, that's going to be a real big deal. And if this glass breaks, it's also going to be a real big deal here. But I mean, you got to get yourself out of this blind.
Yeah.
It
No
should
breaks?
break. I think Zeno has played some glass earlier. Yeah, that could have been last match.
Zeno thinking about selling out of something for this Cardo?
It looked like he was considering selling out of something for the Ecto, but I don't know what you would want Ecto to land on in this spot.
With death is nice.
Ooh,
and
there's-
the purple.
There's the death he was missing earlier.
Oh,
And a big whiff from Bean here. I mean, he had more of these aces than Zeno did those 10s. That's pretty
Yeah.
unlucky.
and he draws 2 club aces, but not the 2 glass ones. The 2 other club aces.
Exactly. That is a really, really unfortunate run out for Bean here. And you know, we saw last game how quickly just a few additional pieces of glass can snowball. Again, look up at the top of the overlay. 5-2 right now is the glass score.
And now Bean gets to make a bit of a decision. Do you put a red seal on the 10 and maybe have face cards as a backup?
Yeah.
Do you take the blue seal and go all in on that?
Well, he doesn't know
Oh,
it yet.
yes,
With this,
Chad.
with the Chad
With
showing
Chad
up,
in
you're,
the shop.
mhm. You're gonna want to have the opportunity to make face cards, but again, this information isn't available to him right now, so opting for the cryptid instead.
And I mean, some extra planet levels with all the glass we're going to be playing could also be a big difference.
Huge
Having that base malt be up there.
restraint from Zeno here to pick up the death from the Fool. Just keeping an eye on what's in your Fool is critical here, and Zeno rewarded for it.
Bean's probably still going to
Ooh,
have
and an
8-ball
ancient.
when this Chad shows up, which could be big for him too.
Yeah, but speaking of rewarded, Zeno, that one devil card, I forget what it was in place of, but just absolutely rewarded here with the golden ticket. That that even if Bean rolls as much, is not going to see.
Yeah.
Oh, is he using
Surely it
Ecto?
doesn't block into. Oh,
I think he is. Yeah.
on the Chad.
Ecto on the Chad makes sense to me. That's something you're going to keep permanently anyway, and then you can buy the ancient and the golden ticket.
Oh,
I mean, we're down a life right now, so this is you're going to need to find some supporting pieces soon. But on abandoned deck, your draws run out a little bit better, so you can eat that Ecto with a little bit more comfort.
I like
and
it. Very
Ian does
decisive.
not draw. Sorry,
Clear
go ahead.
path to victory.
Yeah, I think we could have seen a very similar play if that were we definitely, without hesitation, would have seen an onk there if that were the play, or what got run out there from the from the Sixth Sense. Another thing to consider is that Zeno had the Chaos the Clown. It's entirely possible Bean
Yeah.
doesn't see this next roll, but does have better econ than Zeno, so probably won't have too much trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Running it. Yeah.
Ooh. Business card is not a great block, I guess, from the golden ticket.
Yeah.
You'd much rather have the golden ticket on Zeno's side.
Yeah, I mean, golden ticket is twice as good as the business card, and well, I guess 4 times as good because you only hit 50% of the time on the business card anyway. So.
Oh, well, and Bean has no face cards. It's infinity times as good.
That's true. That's true. Unfortunately, Zeno does at this time only have the 1 gold card, but is still. The overlay shows him up 3 pieces of glass, but it's really only 2 because of the one of those isn't the red seal 10, but also has the death up top, so that could be a, that would make a full 5 or flush 5 with those red seal 10s.
Yeah.
Surely there's just
There we go. $12 from the high card.
It always does.
always.
Both players on clubs this match, so like variance related to the Ancient Joker shouldn't matter as
And I
much.
thought I was gonna get turn order.
170 is pretty big.
Not. Alright, Bean. You know what I meant.
Who gets
Zeno
another
plays all
death
this
on
glass. Bean's probably going to think he's down a copy Joker.
Oh, I think there's probably no reason to play all this glass after that death
Yeah.
pickup.
Oh
assuming he
my
draws it out.
gosh.
Oh my god.
Wow.
A flush 5 of glass. Second PvP. Okay, here it goes. How much of this
sending.
breaks? Yeah, even with less hand size.
Oof.
2 breaks.
A little painful. That's.
It's complicated now.
But the thing is, he's still ahead of being on glass, even with those breaks.
Could Bean do it? I don't know if it's enough.
18 million.
I mean,
Maybe if
Bean's,
the Ancient was lined up.
yeah, Bean's glass is better. Does have the 3x from the trio, but like one of those pieces of glass should break on Bean's side, and maybe, at least one.
If not both.
And then I think he was going into this slightly ahead in the queue because he did play a glass card to get out at one point. Critically does hit the death up top, so doesn't lose out on too much of the progress that Zeno has made.
This,
Chad 8-ball starting off 0 for 9, I think.
Yeah.
That's about
That
average,
might-
I think.
It's the extra swashbuckler value from the faceless. I'm not gonna lie. It really put it over the edge.
There's some glass. That's a full house. Does that win?
Let's have some levels on it.
Oh, $20 is nice.
$20 makes up for the lack of, or short term makes up flush house here.
Full house is leveled.
Full house, but still worse, but does get better because you get to keep a blue seal in hand. That's a nightmare.
Alright, this is 9. Each of these is 9x. 9.
The poly does make a pretty big difference here. It's like
just
the
get
Ancient
there.
Joker hits, even though it didn't.
Do I want to get there? Is this more? Well, it'd be this.
I don't know how to do the math here.
It's 1.5, 150.
Also up the 3x from the trio.
Yeah, the trio, I think, closes this gap a fair amount. That almost makes up for one of the red seals.
Full house level the other
The-
way. Is this enough? Okay. 3x as well.
I think he might have it.
Bother.
I think it might be
The
close
chips
because
as
the
well?
foil isn't irrelevant either.
I'm just gonna ship it.
But it is going to be painful.
50
here. I think-
chips.
I think 2 of these still will hit or will break.
Just one, and it wins.
It wins significantly, so...
And what do you do with Zeno? You just played a flush 5 of Red Seal Glass and lost in the second PvP.
I think what you assume is that there's an Ancient Joker hit for being there. That's the easy assumption. I think it's off, but you know, that's a very critical life for being to take here. I think Zeno's maybe got an advantage in glass density, but the quality of glass is higher for being right now.
Yeah, the polychrome doing a lot there.
Yes, especially, you know, the one retrigger on the Chad. You know, if something like a Dusk were in that place or involved at all, that might, you know, favor Zeno a little bit more just because he played more of the glass. But getting the retriggers on that one card made up for the gap of 2 additional pieces of glass there. I think this
now
is
the
another
Ancient hits clubs for beans.
Another really awkward time for Zeno to hit his suit. We saw this, I think it was in the second game, where Ancient was involved. It was consistently hitting spades for Zeno on the small blind, and we talked about how that is maybe the worst possible time it could hit.
Yeah.
It's a tough choice to skip here because, like, you have the extra Joker slot from Ecto and the ticket to afford the rerolls for it. But if you skip here, you're just not going to get the chance.
Right. I think that there's no world where Zeno is allowed to skip in this spot, I think.
We'll see. Yeah, Zeno needs to fill those Joker slots
Right.
to, you know, have the advantage of that ectoplasm.
Does get maybe slightly unpunished by, first of all, drawing this gold card. That's a big deal in a situation where you only have one. But also immediately gets the hand size voucher back to offset the ecto hand size loss.
Yeah.
And kind of unfortunately for Zeno right now, Ancient landed on clubs. A lot of his clubs are monopolized by these... ooh, big devil. But are monopolized by the Red Seal 10s right now. But that devil is a massive, massive get for Zeno right now. It's $12 every time a gold card is played.
Yeah. And I mean, the gold cards you would expect to be better, especially in the, you know, long term, than maybe a lucky card with the 1 in 15 chance. But Bean got another hit that last blind. He got one in the PvP, got one here, $40 from the lucky cards. Keeping up with the golden ticket.
And small thing, but Zeno has that even Steven in the wrong spot. Is going to want to change that for the PvP, getting it before the Ancient Joker. When base levels are kind of limited as they are right now, that could be a big difference going into this PvP. Midas Mask in the shop as Zeno picks up a random king. Pretty big deal.
He's got
Also,
2 Joker slots to fill.
Exactly, Sun in the inventory while you're going into the Heart Ancient Joker. So could turn that king into a heart, use it for the scoring as well as the money.
Bean just trying to get as many levels as possible here. Like we said before, the base malt level It's going to
Yeah.
play a huge role when everybody's playing all this glass.
I mean, we've already seen what the flat scoring assistance can help. First of all, Bean had a lot of levels in Full House going into that, but also the foil cards kind of played a similar role by offering him something for that Ancient Joker to actually multiply. Right? Like multiplication is good, but you have to have a strong foundation to multiply by, or you're not really making a big number here. And these flush house levels are going to do good work in that. Has to sacrifice one to keep
starting
the
to
world
stack up.
in case of the Ancient Joker hit, but it's everything but the suit that he needs.
Yep. Ooh, another red seal ace.
Yeah,
Maybe
it'd be hard to turn down, but
yeah.
his other aces are quite a bit better right now, but they are fragile as well.
It also gives you something to use more of your tarots on with the 8-ball and the Chad. We're hopefully going to be getting more than none. So if you do get a Justice or something like that, it could be good.
Yeah, on Xano's side, we do see a Strength get used to turn one of the 10s into a Jack, get some more Midas Mask golden ticket value, and there's the money hit from Xano. He's catching up.
Yeah.
I mean, whether or not Photograph shows up here is just like going to make a huge difference in this game.
100%. That wild card could be useful. Whiff for both players, but Xano going into this this final shop with a little bit more money right now, so maybe gets to roll deeper and finds himself a stars card that Bean won't be able to see.
Bean finding the rebate. That's a pretty good econ Joker, especially on abandoned deck. Both players down below 40 cards in the deck. Yeah, here's that econ gap right here. Xano finding this rebate with $75 left. Bean only has 11. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
There it is.
that's
The extra 3 rerolls.
Yeah, that's the golden ticket difference. This was a very, very difficult but critical decision that Xano made early, sacrificing a high value tarot card. I think it was a strength that made a lot of sense for the jokers that you had in order to get a single devil card that enabled this golden ticket. That's a very, very difficult decision to make, and one that is just huge here, and the reason why he has that dusk.
Hello.
It's not cooperating.
Xano's legumming that he has
It's
8-ball
doing
again.
Am I really gonna do this?
If I had a nickel.
At a certain point, like, Bean's going to know not to believe a word that he says. You were talking earlier about how
You gotta
Xano
be
said
there
that
for him, though.
about Bean's yapping, but
You're the one who said it. If you believe, it'll lock in.
Surely.
and this dusk with the glass lead is potentially going to favor Xano. He doesn't have quite enough of a gap in glass to offset the polychrome just yet, but long term, that's a really big deal.
Yeah.
Guess I didn't believe.
And I mean, it's just a dusk. It's an uncommon Joker. The money, I think, is more worrying.
Yes.
Being on 4 lives has a lot of time to find something like a dusk. But if Xano finds it as well, then Bean's not really getting ahead with all that time that he has.
Yeah, and this Ancient Joker actually being the thing not cooperating for Xano is going to make it tough if he falls down to 1 life here.
This is really annoying how I got this draw.
Yeah, I had a juggler for a little bit, and I really miss it. But the voucher of the Sandy helped.
Mhm.
final draws panned out pretty well for Zeno here. I'm not gonna lie. Like getting all of the
Yeah.
gold cards played. Some of that is restraint and patience with his discards, but some of it is just, you know, you get lucky sometimes.
I am a little stressed here having to play all your glass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but on 2 lives up a dusk that you may think that your opponent didn't see because Zeno's been rolling a lot more aggressively, not even when he has, you're even without the econ advantage, so I think you got to capitalize on that. Only 1 break.
One break.
I guess I just try for this. And
Bean
see
looking
what
at his last
happens.
score doesn't know if this score beats it. Maybe with those flush house levels.
Yeah, and like is fairly close if his draws pan out, which they should, because we saw Zeno only miss 2 cards, but he has a smaller hand size than Bean. That
Yeah, Bean does he does bottom deck 1, but I don't believe it's an important one here.
well, no, he's
Yeah.
still got 1 more hand
Oh.
at least.
Excuse me, yeah. Does this win? 26 base malt. With the foil chips? He might not think so.
All right,
And he doesn't.
by a smidge.
I think if you're uncertain up on 4 lives, you just
Mhm.
there's no reason to take the risk. So good restraint
Alright.
from being
Good
there.
luck.
Good
One
luck.
of those probably would have broken. So
This ancient feller needs to lock in.
yeah, I think we're here. Bean talking about the ancient needing to lock in. He may not know that he's down the dusk right now, and could just think that you know, they played towards different suits. Big death pickup for Zeno.
Huge. Yeah, this is just like the last game, not knowing he's down a brainstorm until much later.
So that death undoes the breakage that we saw from Zeno. Still ahead on glass, but again, the glass quality is worse, so tough to say. The problem becomes is if even something like a copy joker shows up, Bean might think that, you know, gives him a little bit of additional ground, but that just that might be advantage Zeno just because of the ability to copy the dusk, which is the better scoring option right now, and then also being able to copy the golden ticket is just going to fuel some econ. So, you know, being down a very, very high quality utility option, maybe doesn't want the blueprint brainstorm to show up. Both players
A
opting-
lovers on the red seal?
Yeah, that'll help.
Not bad.
That turns that almost into basically into a non-red seal glass card with the ancient. Both players opting for this
Yeah.
Cell 6s. It makes a lot of sense from Bean's perspective. Not only are lucky cards a big source of his econ, but you know, has the 8 ball as well. So Zeno maybe just using it speculatively in case the 8 ball comes back around, because that's his one and only true love, but also you know, potentially getting some decent value off of the lucky cards with it.
Yeah.
Oh, he just
As we
does
see-
right away.
Yeah, immediate 23.
The advantage that Bean would have is if his 8 ball locks in and he's able to get some more deck fixing online for less money spent than Zeno with all the money he's going to be able to roll with.
Yeah, getting
But not doing much.
right, getting some glass could be big for him. you know, I think both players thinking that the other is on a suit other than clubs right now, or on a suit other than the one that they have. So there's a little bit of you know, kind of weirdness with that, where like Ancient Joker hitting might give Bean some false hope, but it may just be advantage Zeno because of the Dusk now.
Yeah. Does Bean use the strength on these aces to try to get 2s now?
Does have a lot of 2s.
Could be something.
That would open up hack as a possibility. You do lose a little bit of your flush house potential, but you know, you can make up for that because you're on abandoned deck. You have those 10s. There's, you know, there's other ways that you can make that work.
Well, and I feel like eventually you might want to even pivot into flush 5, or maybe if you strength some aces, then he can go 2s and aces. I don't know.
Yeah, we may see a bit of a at least short-term stalemate here while the players decide whether or not they want to skip here. I think a skip seems reasonable for each of these players. They don't know it, obviously, but not skipping is basically just conceding this life to your opponent. Yeah, assuming that they skip. Polychrome 8. I mean, still just worse than the Red Seal glass 10s right now by a wide margin, but
Bean might take the lucky one with the dice. Yeah.
yeah, and does make a little bit more sense for Bean to snag an 8 here with the 8 ball still in tow. Is it ever a campfire angle for Zeno with this golden ticket?
I think it's pretty
Ooh,
good.
that's a good option.
I think so too. 3 lives is still a lot though, and that's a lot of econ to burn. Huge death.
Oh my gosh. Zeno draws his red seals in the pack with the death again, and Bean did not.
Yeah, I mean those types of things snowball. So we do see Zeno lose a little bit of value here off of that campfire, but trying to get a little bit more hallucination value, I think, in exchange. But between the rebate and the
Bean's
golden
considered
ticket,
a skip. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
it's not the worst skip in the world. Spectral skips are really poor as skips, but Spectral, just because you only get to see 2 Spectral cards. But the upside of a lot of Spectral cards is pretty high, especially in PvP. So that, coupled with the fact that, like, you want...
Oh,
There's a seltzer.
That coupled with the fact that you
Wow.
want to take advantage of the Ancient Joker when it's available to you.
Zeno's going to sell rebate for the 8 ball and
Yeah,
skip.
and we do see the skip. I think it's a oh my god, if this hits Polychrome? No.
Oh, so close.
That would have been
All right, here we go.
outrageous for Zeno. Both players skip.
Clubs hit for both players.
There's going to be no doubt about whether we're on different suits now. It's just look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this gold 8 for Zeno though.
Oof. Justice as well.
And we see a donation on Bean's side, rolling the golden ticket in the alert. Maybe a little bit of BM there.
Got to be intentional.
And Bean ripping the flush house, getting turn order.
So you must have also
Locked
taken
in.
that moon card into the club's debuffed boss. Surely?
Yep. Well, that way the boss didn't come up again.
Right.
Phenomenal read by Bean.
Another
there.
moon card. I was gonna say, if he finds both his red seals, he might strength, and it looks like that's what his plan is.
Yeah. I do think that makes sense as a long-term play.
Mm-hmm. He's got 3 lives for now.
Zeno, unfortunately, does miss 1 gold card this time. That's, you know, a more likely outcome than what we saw in the last run out, but
I feel like it's time for our obligatory turn order comment.
yes. Yeah,
Zeno has to
we
play all his
haven't...
glass, and Bean won't.
Right. I mean,
He
Bean's
gets to
just...
keep the oops probably too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great point that I... Like, not only do you not risk the glass, but you're up a resource. Only 1 break. Could be much worse. And that's more than big enough for Bean to know that there's not a chance. That's 2 full retriggers he's down.
That's annoying.
He might think he's down a copy joker again.
What do I want?
I've been using, again, notepads all day. Feel free to write, like, if you want to do math, take your time. I don't care.
I think we heard Commissioner Zeno step in for just a moment there.
Well, that isn't exactly what I was looking for.
We'll see. I mean, I think we're... Oh, does he play it? He's just calculating, surely. Down 2 re-triggers.
I think it's... Yeah. Bean knows. He's got the experience.
All right.
And it's got to be very discouraging from Bean, again, because as we've been talking about, he's might have been placing the blame on the Ancient Joker missing as why he's losing here, but getting the realization that he's behind on something.
Yeah, there's a red seal jack in that pack.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, probably much better for Zeno, being one strength away on all of these glass red cards.
Right, and 1 gold card away from that, making him a lot of money.
If you're Zeno, do you try to get out in 1 to keep the seltzer if Ancient hits, or just give up and get your value every round?
I think that may be exactly what he's debating right now, and that's a really tough call, right? The Dusk Seltzer interaction is kind of gross, and yeah, I think just opting to say, you know what, I'll use the money to find another Seltzer.
I think if Bean was on 1 life, he would probably try to preserve Seltzer. Oh,
Yes.
my goodness.
Oh,
Again, might be a little bit of false hope from for Bean, right? That he may think that's the resource he's down, and then he's caught up. But as we talked about, that's going to generate a lot of value for Zeno on top of like amplifying the dusk separation that he already has. Also, very critically, he found it in the small blind shop, whereas Bean's at best going to find it in the big blind shop. So that's 1 fewer round that that Bean gets to use that blueprint as a value generator.
If we see Ancient hit clubs here, Billy Bean doesn't skip again. We already saw it go not his way when he did.
Right. I think Zeno has permission to skip. I do not think that Bean does.
Zeno rolled, I think, twice, maybe 3 times for blueprint, but the shop refreshing does do basically a roll that doesn't show up on the overlay, so Bean should only need to roll once for this blueprint.
Right, and is
With $76, he's probably going to roll.
really getting good value off of this Oops All Sixes. Getting a death to replenish the glass, getting lucky cards to proc for $20. I mean, this is he knows that this is his way back in it. Is being able to keep pace with Zeno's money. He's a little bit behind as it stands right now, but you know, that blueprint copying that rebate, that blueprint copying the hanging Chad for more lucky card procs is going to you know, potentially bring him back into this.
I just gotta make sure this wins. The plus 20, it should most definitely. Oh yeah. Don't even need the X mult.
There's that death for Zeno though.
Doesn't even need to roll.
And that
Oof,
brings
and now
him back.
24. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that brings him back up to 5 of the red seal 10s.
Does this? Oh yeah, 130 with the ancient definitely wins. $24 every time he plays a high card, gold card with the Chad and the blueprint.
Yeah, and then even more on this final hand with the dusk involved.
The snowball off of the 1 gold card being made, as you said, it's just incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the difference in total spent right now is entirely downstream of that. Because like Zeno sold out of some great value generators to make the ecto play happen. If that golden ticket doesn't come around, he's likely behind on money for a lot of this game, and is instead just, you know, over $100 beyond what Bean has spent right now, while still generating more money in round.
We're getting to the point now where Bean has forced Zeno to play his glass. You know, a couple PvPs in a row. He's only got 4 of the red seal. Should have guaranteed draw so he can get all 4 with the death. He has 5. But at some point, if Bean is able to catch up on retriggers, he will outscore with the polychrome.
Yeah, and Bean critically does have 2 outs for that retrigger. It could, because he's now built into the 2s, it could be it could be both dusk and, to a lesser extent, maybe a hack. Now, because he's so heavily built into flush house, he still needs to like have other, you know, side hits in order for that hack to be able to retrigger other cards. So the dusk is probably still preferred, but the fact that the 2s are polychrome, you know, could make up some of that distance as well.
Zeno was considering selling out of 8-ball for Bean there, which I feel like you can't do. It's just like it's a symbolic defeat.
Right. Yeah, you're basically giving the win to Bean's Joker over your own.
Yeah. Bean has already won twice with Zeno's Joker.
Yeah, it could have been
Can't
an
drop
attempt
it
at a
now.
flex. The psychic damage. I don't think it's as effective on Bean. Being pretty critically is a strong mental in these games. Doesn't let emotion show, at least. That club is interesting for Zeno because now we can take that jack into a club and start working on flush houses if something like a photograph shows up. But as I say that, immediately sells it. So what do I know?
There it goes.
He had a chance last Annie too to strength before he used a death and go to flush house, but I think he just wanted to stay in flush 5.
Yeah,
But I'm surprised he didn't prioritize the jacks.
Right. And especially curious here because I don't like it makes sense for Bean to Bean's kind of forced into flush house for most of this. But I don't think Zeno has many levels on flush 5, so maybe not as pushed towards that specific hand, and maybe could get away with playing into, or just, you know, playing into both hands. Getting that flush house online wouldn't be bad for him.
And now flush house is kind of limiting Bean a little bit because all of his polychrome glass are 2s, but you're not really able to get those levels with the blue seals without playing your glass. And you don't want to do that unless it's the PvP, so it's kind of tricky.
You can't even unlock it without risking the glass, which you don't want to do until the PvPs. So I think because if he gets if he gets 5 of the polychrome red seal glass, you just kind of have to play the flush 5.
Yeah.
And so that's it's not a real problem, but it feels bad because you lose a lot of the progress you made on leveling up that hand and, potentially having a way to separate yourself from Zeno.
We see here both players on a similar money level, even though Zeno's printing $24 a gold card. Bean is printing a lot with these luckies.
Yeah, I mean, Bean's been doing a great job of not only recognizing that he should and can keep the oops all 6s, but using it to generate value between the 8-ball and the
smeared Joker for Zeno.
Wow.
Smeared
I didn't
Joker
even consider.
on spades. Wow.
Will Bean find it?
I mean, he's not far off on the rolls and has the money to get there. And has, honestly, the Joker slots to give for it too. So, if he'll see the Joker, it's a question of does he see the line?
There's a death in that Emperor for Zeno.
That's not insignificant, but doesn't matter necessarily for this upcoming PvP.
Yeah. There's the smeared. Bean considers he did just sell the dice, so maybe the 8-ball is less valuable.
He's going to sell himself. Maybe the extra hand size makes it easier to part with the the Bean. We have both hand size vouchers and no ectos on Bean's side.
Yeah, you probably would have liked to see one here.
True.
But
True.
instead, a bad immolate, not the best Ouija.
It's a fun Ouija. It's like half your deck.
I know that. I think that may be
This is true.
what he's looking at here. Just missing maybe a couple critical cards that are pushing him off of the Ouija hit here. So instead, maybe just going to accept another red seal. I do wonder if every single one of the polychrome truths were drawn here. Does he let it rip?
I mean, it's tough because the only benefit is if it hits a face card. If you hit a card that's not hackable and not a face card, that's just max punish.
Yeah.
Oh, Dice Bloodstone in the same shop.
Wow.
Ancient Joker with extra steps.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, it's basically Ancient Joker plus smeared. And it's effectively the same.
There's the hack.
Oh boy.
There's one of the re-triggers.
Yeah. Oh no.
That's what he needed.
This is a tough call. I think you got to get out of the 8-ball and 2 lives here. But obviously, we can see that as being necessary because of the life total difference right now. Zeno, notoriously not a Bloodstone believer, with or without the oops all 6s, so I'm not sure what the consideration is here, but this hack maybe gives the advantage back in this game to Bean.
Yeah.
Does also maybe not if in this upcoming PvP if the smear Joker gets sold. This could put Bean down to 1 life by selling this smeared and prioritizing the 8-ball here. Maybe even looking at the golden ticket in place of the 8-ball now that he has some gold cards in the mix.
Oof, this Emperor gives a death and he skips it. He has the world card up top, which is probably what he's thinking with the Ancient on spades, not needing that smeared.
And you do have some wild red seal oil too, but with the dusk,
the issue here,
I don't know if that does enough.
All of Bean's levels are in flush house,
right?
And all of his glass would be better played with flush 5 with this hack.
Yeah.
So it gets kind of tricky.
Yeah, that is why dusk would be the preferable pickup for him, but you take what you're given. And I do think that's rewards the forward-thinking play that Bean had earlier, strengthening those aces into 2s.
Gonna do them into 3s to keep the
you
flush
go.
house. I like this because the issue with flush house is that your polychrome glass is your advantage, right? We can make a glass on any suit, but the polychrome is hard to work with. But if you strength some of them, now you've got polychrome flush house, and that's huge.
And then you just need to hit the other wild too, and you've still got yourself a hand.
And now there's no retrigger gap. Hack to dusk. Bean might be able to take this one.
Yeah. These are really, really clever plays from Bean here.
Without the dice, you can copy the 8-ball for just about the same odds, theoretically, and we still get the $20, so...
I think it is probably time for us to mention that turn order is going to be very important here in terms of risking glass.
Great point.
Right now, Bean way ahead in that department to the point where Zeno's just going to have to let it rip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me 1 second.
Bean might wait to see... I guess he has full draws, so it doesn't really matter.
Is Bean ever going to be sure enough that he beats this number without all his glass?
I don't know.
I mean, you're not really throwing full glass anyway because you need those wild cards, or at least one wild to make the flush house.
Yeah, this is just...
And
He's gonna throw away his steel card.
Yeah. You need at least those 3s to also make the flush house, so... I don't know.
Alright.
Here it comes. This is a good hand. I don't even know if Bean's best beats this. What level is that flush 5?
Yeah, it's tough to say behind the scenes. I think it might be level 1, though. E15. It's a
Okay.
big number.
Okay.
Does he beat it? Maybe if all of this was polychrome glass?
Yeah. Unfortunately, one of the
But the-
polychrome
He's
glass
well
gets
not being an
stranded,
idiot.
potentially.
The foil also helps.
It does. We've seen it matter. The early
Here comes.
levels
No
full
steel
house
card.
also matter.
And yeah, being able to copy the hack because of the polychrome being on the card for more scoring rather than having to copy the dusk. I don't know. Oh, yeah, wait. Oh!
Really close.
Wow.
Wow.
Uh-oh, and a lot of glass breaks.
Yeah, that's dangerous for Bean. Because he's
That's
already
really bad.
having difficulty making his hand.
Holy
And with
crunch,
with
what
them
did
needing
you
to be on
mean?
different suits as well. Or different ranks, rather.
Exactly.
You can't just use death. You need to find the specific card. That is tricky.
Yeah. That's a big swing in Zeno's favor. He kind of got ahead of that glass breakage early by just kind of playing his glass consistently. And there's only one singular polychrome glass left for being here.
He does have a 2
Oh, that's
and
brutal.
a 3.
Oh, right. I'm looking for clubs. And the 3 is spades.
But he does need to find like 2 deaths to make it playable
Right.
again.
And like the smear joker also adds some complications for Bean because like half
Mhm.
of the time, as long as it's not a red card, Zeno has the well, even when it becomes a red card, if he makes enough of those red seal jacks now.
Another bloodstone. We've seen a lot this game.
Okay, so we're fully shifted back into spades for Bean, which I think makes sense with the ancient on clubs right now. That makes it the least likely hit for the PvP.
It's a tough spot now because as Bean, you want to hold on to those suit changers just in case, but you also
Right.
still want to get 8-ball value.
Yeah. So I think that the suit changers have to come basically in the shop. So I think money is more important for Bean right now. We want the suit changers to come in the shop before the PvP, or potentially before a skip into the PvP.
How many bloodstones have we seen?
A lot. Too many. Are either of you guys Bloodstone fans? We have a lot of haters out there.
I've lost too many runs due to it not cooperating without an oops all sixes. But I do just think that in the context of PvP, I'm even less of a Bloodstone believer, just because in order to fully maximize it, you need 2 Joker slots, and then you're still just worse than having glass, right?
Yeah. Great point. When I started playing the game, my favorite way to play was lucky cards on hearts with Bloodstone dice. The cat.
I mean, it
That's
does
so
a
fun.
lot. It does a lot. It's just if you're
just not-
yeah, single player is a little bit different, right? The thing about
Yeah.
PvP specifically is that if your opponent's on, on something different, that you're just not going to be able to close that gap.
Yeah.
Should we bring back the bloodstone from the beta patch?
What was that?
It was
Is
what was it? A 1 in 3 chance at X2 or something?
Yeah, I think that was what it initially was, and then there was a brief balance change where I think it was 50-50 for 2x. Because it got buffed in the balance patch, I believe, and then had to be nerfed, and this is the middle ground now.
That would be crazy. Imagine how good Bloodstone would be with Oops if it was a 1 in 3 chance for 2x. And you'd have a 60% chance for 2x. That'd be pretty
now
good.
we see Zeno swapping
my
to those
gosh.
jacks. That's going to be
Ooh.
punishing. And there was a death. Look, I mean, Bean's glass is just back. If he gets either the necessary suit fixers or an Ancient Joker to either cooperate for him or hit a red card, I think he's in a great spot to win this year.
Yeah, he got a lot of deaths from those 8-ball hits.
Yeah,
And most of his deck is either 8s or glass.
Zeno just hoping for maybe a photograph to come around. Sock and Buskin, obviously a good hit, but is looking like he might have to risk some of this glass here just to get out.
Uh-oh. Does this? Oh, it's a flush. Okay, we're good.
Oh, the
I forgot about the
save.
smeared.
Yeah.
Whew.
I'm glad somebody's paying attention, and it was none of us in the booth. It's Zeno, which I guess is more important that he's the one paying attention here.
That's true. We get to talk about Bloodstone. He has to pay attention.
Although I'm sure Bear probably knew that he had the smeared and was wondering why
This
we were
is true.
freaking out.
I had no clue.
No, you're not supposed to admit that. You gotta just let it ride.
No clue. I was thinking too much about the how deep we're getting in the shops here. I think Zeno is just a good bit deeper, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's 14 to 8 on rerolls right now. Or 6.
What does ancient hit matters a lot because if it hits clubs, we could just get out of smeared.
Mm-hmm. That family is so tempting. It's almost enough. That plus steal is enough to bridge the gap, but you got to assume that your opponent finds levers of strength here as well. So I think Zeno's just working really hard to get these up to jacks, all of these 10s now, and just praying that the photograph shows up. So I do think that we now have, this if he uses the strength here, that'll be 5 red seal jacks. So that gives him sock. It's dangerous. That's not
a lot more outs from the polychrome deficit.
There we go. Yeah.
Now, being in the last shop, seeing everything Zeno just saw,
Right. This is...
Family, again, not going to do it.
He was halfway through the shops that I think Zeno had seen, despite being a full shop ahead of him. That's the power of this golden ticket.
Yeah, ticket, I think, is one of the jokers we've seen only utilized sometimes. I believe you, Roffle, had a game with it where the money totals went insane. And I feel like in the multiplayer community, it's actually been nerfed, specifically because forcing it every single game was too strong.
Yeah. Yeah, and we do see Bean picks up the spade hit on the Ancient Joker. That's a big deal because that's going to mean that Zeno has to hang on to this this Ancient Joker. So the only flex spot is that golden ticket that's giving him the big advantage right now.
Yeah, and that gets tough because you have to ask yourself, you need to win this PvP, but even if you win this PvP, are you going to win the next one without your golden ticket? It's hard to say without that econ.
Okay. So Zeno just praying that we find
something.
I think it's got to be exactly photograph at this point. Well, photograph, sock, and buskin would be ways back in this. But again, you have that painful decision to part ways with the golden ticket because of the ancient whiff here. So Zeno's definitely got a lot of outs to get back in it for this PvP, and then it's just kind of back to ancient rules for next PvP if Zeno's able to make it that far, which isn't the worst spot to be. So the shop is incredibly important here.
$137.
Sees the spades.
Already 5 rolls past.
Baron is not it. There's only one king. It's a red seal, but that's worse than the family.
Well, it's just like, it's a cool Joker though. So
Zeno literally has the word king on a balloon behind him right now.
This is true.
It must be a sign.
The universe is telling
It's better
him.
than golden ticket.
Yeah, Bean has exactly the cards that he needs to make his hand right now. So does Zeno, to be fair.
Oh
man!
No way! No way!
It was the rare block. I almost made a joke about how you pick up the Baron for a rare block, and it happened. Giga punished though because he could have gotten the mime to go along with it for the Baron mime combo. Unbelievable.
Think about it. It was a high card seed all along. I knew it.
Yeah, I
It's
do think
balloon diff.
I do think as Zeno right now, you gotta show some restraint on these rerolls. I know it's the last, right before the PvP, but you don't have anything that you can sell here, and you need that. You need that money to roll for something to replace the Ancient Joker if you hit clubs.
Yeah. It is nerve-wracking. Holy cow. Always is. Another death.
And it's really what we're seeing here. Obviously unlucky for Bean that it hit, but like Bean rolled a lot in these shops and was still 12 shops behind Zeno. Like that golden ticket. Again, there's a reason why people don't like it in multiplayer.
And now it won't even be a factor next blind if Bean loses this.
There's also the concern, I mean, it applies to both of these players. Again, each of them only have exactly enough cards to make their hand.
But with 30 cards in the deck, Recyclomancy.
This death is incredibly important for Bean here because that gives him a buffer that Zeno simply doesn't have at this moment. Because it's inevitably going to next round, having that one extra card it gives you a little bit of of a buffer against the glass breaking here. Old Seal getting good value for Zeno though. And I do think we need to, I think this purple could give the death. which is a big deal having gotten that Fool as well. Unless
Yeah.
Bean just picked it up from earlier that Zeno had already used.
This is so tense.
But he might want to just hold on to the steal
Yeah,
with how close it was last time, just a
It'd be very
5x.
tense with the
I think
math,
that's
too.
totally fair. But
There we go. I think he's
I
right.
wanna say it's like that, but I don't know.
has no way of knowing because, once again,
I don't think there's
Turn
like
order a factor.
I think this is the first time all season I have no idea how you would do the math.
I did it while I was waiting for you.
But the math gets a little bit more complicated when you added another copy.
it also gets. I mean, to be fair, it's a little more complicated for Bean with the polychrome as well. But
Mm-hmm.
he already knows what it is from last ante.
Nah, I think this has to be it.
And yeah,
no world
very lucky that
works
Bean has turn
sometimes.
order here. Being able to be up this glass is going to be so huge for last life.
Being up the glass and also
Because-
like not giving Zeno permission to discard the steal. He might know
Mhm.
that he's able to beat it pretty cleanly if Bean puts up the same score as last time. He knows he's up the brainstorm,
Mhm.
and so he would know that he
And-
doesn't need that steal.
Yeah. And being able
Have you
to
gotten a
like
single face this
have
prop?
the glass and not have to worry about making it could mean
Oh,
that you could
that could've
hold
been a
Fool
challenge,
and
though.
a
Would've been a
suit
fun
changing Joker
challenge.
up top to make Ancient
Oh.
hit in the last PvP.
You know what? As usual, So Stupid making a very intelligent assessment that the brainstorm is basically just replacing the polychrome.
Yeah, 1.5x.
Right?
The difference
That's
here
that.
could very well be the steal, and could be
Ooh.
If I
a
could
matter
be-
of hand levels, which
Yeah, Flush
Oh my
5
God.
is 31 mult, Flush House is 42. Both have
This
2
is
steal
gonna
in
be so
hand.
with that in
close, then.
mind, I think
Wait,
Bean gets there. I think he
No,
wins
that's
by
Bean could
a-
win?
Alright,
the
well,
smallest
I think
smallest
we
fraction of
just ship it.
an amount. This is unreal.
Alright.
no way.
You sure?
Just it's
Make sure.
2
If-
levels
Don't
difference.
care about that. Nothing could have done
No
there.
way.
And
Does
one
Bean
piece
ship
of
it? And
steel.
he might not think
Alright.
that it wins.
No, they both got 2 steel. They both got 2 steel. It is
Yeah.
just the hand levels.
Crazy that.
Takes a minute.
That is
I
an
guess we can copy that
unbelievable.
one.
No,
margin.
no, no.
Actually,
I was gonna ship it and then I questioned myself. I was like, wait,
Again.
there's a
You
type
gotta-
of thing I didn't.
You don't want to pull a vagabond. I get it.
Triple
I didn't
copying,
think
but
about
that
doing
can't be
that
better with the
instead,
glass.
which would be.
Yeah, I think he's maybe considering
No, that doesn't
the
feel
or he didn't
right.
consider the Chad in his
Yeah,
copy.
wait, I just did that math. No, that was the thing I was to beat. Yeah, okay, never mind. We're good. Okay.
This may be the closest PvP we've
Good game.
we've
I
ever
think
seen.
he
Bean-
probably
Bean's
He's
does
might
actually
not
that.
even
getting
play it.
way more
I know why.
chips
It
that
was
might
very
make a
close
difference here
margins.
too. Just from the
Well, actually,
jacks.
there's, like, 2 things I
That
can
is
do
true.
both.
That is
That's
Hold on
true,
here.
but
I still got a Joker that's
Yeah.
not doing much.
the chips. It's a good point. E19. Oh gosh.
Ooh.
Does this scare Bean off though?
Yeah, I think it might.
I don't love that.
You have to try. Oh my gosh. Is it
Yeah,
the
that
because
should be.
Bean also starts with more chips because of the higher level,
Right.
but not 600 is what Zeno was at. Oh my gosh. 14, 15, 16. Oh my gosh! 0.06?
Oh.
Wow.
I'm
I-
1.06 Zeno.
What?
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable.
0.06.
That's the blue seal difference right there.
Low cards.
You know,
Dust,
Bean
he
made
went-
that play very early on to take
Base
those
cards.
blue seals.
Yeah. Damn, there's so many hacks. That's really like
That's a
like,
single
not
hand
lucky.
level.
Did
I
you
mean,
aura?
damn.
You got an aura polychrome again?
No, it was a polychrome ace in the pack. I held the deja vu to throw it on
Wow.
Oh, yes. Wait, that's. Yeah, I maybe I did it.
Down a copy Joker again.
I think the. No, I
He
maybe
won
just
all
missed that
3
play.
8-ball
I don't.
games.
I would have to look.
That
Back if
is-
that was an option. I just didn't think about it.
An
I think I deja
outrageously
vu
small
to 10
margin.
very quickly because I got a death right away. But maybe I think the order might have been I still could have checked the pack. I'm not positive. But basically, because of that death, I know I played it quickly to the 10. just immediately.
What's your score right now?
Oh my gosh.
1.03.
It's 0.03.
That is the closest PvP I've
unreal.
ever had.
If
there was a
Zeno,
period in that shop,
this
I
is
guess
a
I could've
crazy
rolled
line,
a
but
bit
if he would have
deeper.
discarded the
looking for
purple
that
seal,
too.
it would have given him a death. He could have death fooled a
Were you
chariot and had one
yeah,
extra chariot.
You were doing
Yeah. There. I
oh, you
mean,
were also
but
doing
you
flush
can't-
outs,
you
right?
can't.
it's an
know.
absurd play to make. I don't even know if
Yeah.
necessarily that
No,
death
no, I
came
was
from the
doing,
purple.
Flush 5. I
but
just
also-
moved
That's
that,
true.
Also, just
I,
it's
literally
one
just
level.
moved to Jax because I was
Right?
like, you know, obviously
Bean
I wanna
has a
lock
2-level
Bean out.
advantage, but because, like Bear said, the chips mattered that so much because of the margin
mean,
was so
if-
small.
That's
Uh,
I
If
feel like
Zeno's
that's
strength
what
is
I did. Did you
holographic
notice
10
Two
and had a
games ago,
hollow
I was
jack,
using
that could
this
have been the
guy.
difference.
that could have been the difference as well.
the polychrome made up for it.
But how can you know
I
that?
think.
You,
I think
you,
the,
you
I
simply
think the
can't.
level, it was a level.
It's
I
just
mean,
the way that the draws
Polychrome is
panned
I
out.
also
You
didn't
don't.
playing brainstorm on ancient.
You
yeah.
normally don't care
I didn't take the blue
that
seal
much
'cause I
about,
wanted the gold seal value.
About holographic in, when you're scoring this high, right? Because it usually simply does not matter. But here, like in hindsight, yeah, here it was maybe the difference, but like that is
Yeah, you can never play expecting those margins to matter.
right.
No.
Incredibly well played throughout by both of those, but we are getting a repeat of last season with the Doc
Yeah.
and Bean finals.
Wow.
Yes, back to back, Bean trying to defend the title.
Wow. A repeat. Bean did say, he said the most cinema thing, according to him, would be if he went to finals against Doc and Doc won. He's been having that in the back of his mind.
I mean, Bean's been involved from the start with the scripting of this season. I mean, he gets that privilege as the returning champion, so he knows
So,
better
yeah.
than any of us.
I must have-
how
Did I throw that game? Because I've been
No.
up a brainstorm for so long, right?
No,
Or
no,
was it just now?
You? No. Last ante.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
What?
That was blueprint we had before. Never mind. Okay. For
Oh,
a
you
second
found
there, I was like,
brainstorm that-
what did
okay.
I do?
No,
I
it, had,
just-
it was just 2 levels.
yes, not even 2
Yeah,
levels
the-
because I think 1 level probably makes
one
up the
level,
graphic.
yeah,
one
with the
level, yes.
chips. Because Zeno was playing face cards, which are 10 chips. Bean was playing lower cards. So, like,
Yeah.
1 level from Zeno would have done it.
I could have cracked the fool, I guess, on a Ares card. Wasn't thinking about that.
I mean, you
know.
can't expect margins that small.
You had to
though.
play first, too.
No,
yeah.
no. It's all good. I'm
Did you guys think there was
just
any chance
Go
I
ahead.
had that? I didn't think
Well,
I had
the-
E19 to be honest, but I had to ship it for my mental.
I didn't think so until somebody said the brainstorm is just the polychrome.
Polychrome,
It's
yeah.
copying the ancient, yeah.
Right.
So once we realized that, then we started counting steel, levels, chips, and we were like, wait a minute.
Yeah. The absurd thing is you both had the same number of steel in hand, which is the same number of steel in deck. So like, there was nothing that could have made it closer, like than that.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
about as close as you can get.
I'm curious. So, do you guys remember what I did? Did I fuck up the red seal? Like,
No.
I remember there's a
No.
reason I
You-
played it super quickly.
You had the red seal in inventory, and you just chose the purple
Yeah.
seal 7 instead of a polychrome ace.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
you just,
Mm,
I
that's
think you
a
just-
Yeah,
mistake.
you're right.
I think you just committed to face cards earlier.
Yeah. Which I think it still works out. A photo counters out to polychrome.
Yeah.
So I guess that's probably what I was thinking at the time. No photo this whole game. Wait a
That's
second.
crazy for how many.
Yeah, that's a little
I saw
crazy.
that
Well,
so
I mean,
much
not that
damage.
again. I needed smeared. It didn't matter. I didn't have any
11
Yeah.
place to put it.
Well, yeah, $1,100 spent though, and no and no photo is pretty absurd.
Yeah.
Damn, you had me on econ by far this game. What was you doing econ wise over me?
Tick-
Golden ticket.
So this is the
Ah.
play that actually gave Zeno probably an advantage early on, as he opted. There was a strength on a 6 and a 7 that you used to make 8s and or a 5 and a 7 that you used to make with the 6 cents and the 8 ball. Zeno
Yeah.
opted for a devil card instead, and that got him a golden ticket.
Damn.
I literally said
copying
it.
it
I
with
said
the
it out
shadow.
loud. I said, this is so we can spawn golden ticket out of the riffraff. Which, it was in shop, but still.
I mean, he was getting $24 a card when he
Yeah.
played that.
Oh,
It's
that's
crazy.
brutal. That's brutal. I couldn't roll in the one. Well, again, I keep saying this, but I needed spirit.
You have a dusk and a brainstorm. I think your money got you something.
Yeah.
Something. No, I should have. Yeah. For the first time, usually I argue people aren't partial enough to face cards on abandoned deck, but it definitely came back to bite me here.
I think the only reason, I mean, that hat could have just as easily been a sock, and you would have been the one getting rewarded
Yeah.
for it. So like, you can't really predict
True.
it in the moment.
Well, yeah, that's true. And there was 3 hacks. It wasn't one. It was 3 in a row. I wonder if no, that wouldn't have mattered either. I was thinking about the Bloodstone oops stuff that I saw, but
no.
nah, that
you
doesn't
Joker
help either.
Slots.
All right, well, now I get a cast tomorrow.
Me and Doc again, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, what were you saying,
Yeah.
Bean, would be the most cinema ending? I think you were saying something earlier about you and Doc being in the finals. Who won in that head
Doc
cannon there?
Doc taking it is
Mm.
the cinema line, but
Being
You,
just
we-
3 of them
I
again.
gotta go
that's
back
fine.
to back.
you gotta stop spoiling the script, though. What are we doing here?
Should I need to know. Did the bottom deck matter in the first game? In the first PvP?
Well, it's
First
impossible.
PvP this.
Yeah, I mean, because it like a lot of things happen downstream of that, so it's impossible to say
Yeah.
whether it like because you would have made different decisions as a result of being up alive. So I think it's impossible to say.
Insane games, and the closest game we've seen this season so far, 0.03 at E19 is crazy.
Yeah, that is
Very
crazy,
entertaining.
especially considering like how different our builds are right now.
Mm-hmm.
You still have an 8-ball.
He does.
Hold on,
He had
wait.
a
I
ball
beat you with the
Not-
8 ball twice, you know.
No, I thought it was 3 times.
Completely
the
decided.
eight ball
Three
was-
times.
Three
Yeah.
You just
times.
sold
Every-
it before the last PvP.
Every win,
Ooh.
there was an 8-ball looking back at you. That's brutal. On his birthday too. What's wrong with you, Bean?
I needed this 8 ball. I had so many breaks last PvP.
Yeah.
Only time I committed the
Yeah.
8-ball, it didn't proc at all. Game 1,
This
I
is
think
true.
we counted in my chat 4 of 60 something, or I don't.
But I also took that 8 ball.
Oh, okay, well, whatever. We both.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would have felt good.
All right.
All right, well, GG's
Yeah,
to both of
yeah.
you. Very
Appreciate
well
it.
played matches. Get some rest, and well, I guess the folks will see both of you tomorrow with Zano casting and Bean playing.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right. Well, thank you all for casting and hanging out
Of
for
course.
4 hours and 20 minutes.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
Birthday.
Happy birthday, Zeno.
I'm gonna go
So, yeah, my bad, guy.
enjoy.
Yeah, go celebrate.
Yes.
You
See you
played
all later.
well.
GG's.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Zeno.
All right. Great
Well,
game.
Yeah, that was. Whew.
I can't believe it was that close at the end. Like I would have liked game
yeah.
5, but
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
something else.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, the margins being that small, that's. I mean, it's a bummer we got robbed of a game 5, but like ending.
But I don't know
on-
if Game 5 could have been crazier
Exactly.
than that.
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
especially like they went completely different builds,
Mhm.
and like it was that close. Is like I mean that's chef's kiss, right?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
great
you-
game.
You can't ask for a better way to end the semifinals. Hopefully, things will be just as dramatic in tomorrow's match. That
That's true.
I-
The
I
run
think-
back.
I think we'll see similar, maybe deviations between Bean and Doc's decision making that could result in similarly very close scoring being put up.
I think
Yeah.
one thing Doc has been playing a lot of higher stakes
Yes.
this MLBA season. And last season he literally just took Bean to Ghost White over and over and over.
Right.
So that probably played a factor in the results. So in this
Yeah.
case, We'll have to see who is picking first between them.
That's a good question. I don't know how that's going to be determined because I think it might be Bean. I think he might have, or I think it was going to be Bean, but I think the loss to Feinberg might have changed that. Or the last week to Feinberg.
That is
that's a good point.
question.
Yeah, who is it?
Because they're both seed 1s. It looks like Bean has 33 points compared to Dr. Spectre's 32.
Yeah, so it
if
is
we
Bean.
look at the points. All right. So Bean, I think getting counterpick against Doc is very important because Doc is just gonna hit you with a nasty gold stake game.
Yeah, and you get some nice bingo brawlers footage courtesy of the Bean raid. It's a great similar tournament in Elden Ring. You love to see it. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out. Any last words before?
I do have something. If anybody is in the Zeno and MLBA Discord channel, they are doing viewer choice award submissions. It's been a super good season. Every season we keep getting bigger. There's more viewers, and that's a lot in part to you guys watching, being a part of the community, making memes, participating, that sort of stuff. So if you guys want to nominate some submissions, they got like best meme. There's some for some good casters. We got a couple great ones in the booth, best moment of the year, that sort of stuff. Doing some submissions in those can help make that a fun event as well. So participate if you have some good ideas.
All right. Before we sign off, I want to thank both Cole and Bear for letting me barge in on this. It was great to cast with you.
Of course.
Cole, you've
great to
been
have you
doing
here.
A great job all season, and so I was hoping for a chance to cast with you, and I'm glad I did. And Bear, you did such a phenomenal job. This was yesterday. That I jumped at the chance to join you in the booth. So thank you both for letting me hang out. And you can check out both of their streams at twitch.tv/BolanosBear and twitch.tv/ColeSir. Cole, are you going to keep doing some streaming when the season ends?
When the season ends, I'm gonna. I've been prepping
good.
some stuff. I've been working on some stuff on my own on my own stream involving some seed searching. So I'm gonna find some good ones.
All right. Well, I mean, you can just conjure them out of thin air already, but I guess if you have a tool, it might make it a little easier. So go check them out, both of them out. They make great content. You've probably seen Bolanos Bear giving some insightful stuff on YouTube on some niche Balatro interactions. So check them out. Thanks for hanging out, guys, and
thanks for jumping in.
12 a.m. Eastern.
Hello. It's 12 a.m.
Grand final.
Nandra, you're spreading misinformation again. We can't have this.
Dr. Spectred. Will the bean be diagnosed? Will the doc be turned into Pintos? Who knows? But if you're not there, what the hell are you doing?
How was that? I was going to say the same thing.
I don't think we could get a better hype man than Nandra. Thank you for joining in.
Other than you lying and tell everyone it's midnight.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Nandra's in the booth tomorrow. People will show up. People will show up for the Nandra cast.
We're going to start the stream at midnight, and we're going to wait 12 hours for the
Why
game.
not?
That's the pregame.
Good luck with that. I'm going to be sleeping.
All right. Ready to fumble, baby.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
There might even
be guys tomorrow.